It's my request to all of you, please don't leave the meeting. We are going to soon open the program officially. We are really sorry for your inconvenience that we are waiting for our keynote speaker. It is due to some technical problem. Otherwise, GNG college is always famous for its punctuality. Generally, it happens कि हम अपने प्रोग्राम जिस टाइम पे रखते हैं उसी टाइम पे स्टार्ट करते हैं और जिस टाइम पे एंडिंग होती है उस टाइम पे एंडिंग होती है. तो there is some technical issue. That's why sir is not able to join us. Just wait for a few minutes. As soon as sir is
Uh,
to
सत श्री
join
अकाल।
us, we are going to start this program officially. Thank you.
जय वाहिगुरु।
Viva ma'am, we have Dr. Ganesh Hegde with us. He has joined us, so we can start with our program.
11:30 में शुरू करेंगे। ओके।
No sir, we are starting. We were just waiting for Hegde sir.
Okay. Artiman, can we start the program?
Yes ma'am, please start.
So once again, good morning to all dignitaries, our esteemed guests and participants. With great joy, I, on behalf of Guru Nanak Girls College and Guru Nanak Khalsa College, Yamunanagar, feel privileged to extend my warm welcome to all presented here for the 7-day state level faculty development program on how to prepare SSR and AQAR. And this day is really very special for us because for our FGP, we have our keynote speaker, our guest, we have Dr. Ganesh Anand Hegde sir, advisor NAC Bangalore with us. Sir, I give you a hearty welcome in this FGP. And now, it also gives me immense pleasure to welcome our Director Ma'am of GNG College, Dr. Varinder Gandhi. Her presence is really motivational and special for all of us because it is her motivation that we are able to conduct such type of activities. Welcome you, ma'am. And now, as we know that this FGP is a joint venture, it's a collaborative effort of Guru Nanak Girls College and Guru Nanak Khalsa College, Yamuna Nagar. And we are fortunate enough that the principals of both the colleges are with us I welcome Dr. Major H.S. Kang, respectable principal of Gunanak Khalsa College, Yamuna. Sir, Dr. H.S. Kang has taught in the Department of Yes, welcome you, sir.
Welcome. Thank you.
Dr. H.S. Kang has taught in the Department of Physical Education and Sports Sciences for more than 31 years before his elevation to the post of principal at the same college. He has an excellent academic record as a student and a teacher. He has also been NCC officer and has served on many important committees of Kshetra University and post for his college. He is still sharing the responsibility of NCC and examination and request him to welcome the resource person and participants. And I would also like to give my hearty welcome to our worthy principal, Dr. Anu Astreja ma'am. And we are really blessed to have Anu ma'am with us. We are blessed in two ways. First of all, we also worked with her as colleagues, and now she is guiding us, and she is definitely famous in the whole staff for her honesty, hardworking, and passionate about her work. And she has served in this college more than 3 decades. I welcome you, Anu ma'am, and I welcome our resource person, Dr. Amandeep Kaur from SD College, Ambala. And we are also very lucky that we have with us Dr. Rajinder Singh, Honorable Principal of SD College, Ambala. Sir, a hearty welcome to you. And for this FDP, I would like special person of this FDP, and they are our conveners, Dr. Meena ma'am, Dr. Aarti ma'am, and Dr. and Walia sir. So welcome you, sir. And one more thing, because of them, this FDPs are participants. And as a participant, I personally welcome all of you. We are ready for a journey of knowledge. So, and now I invite Dr. Major H.S. Khan, the principal of Guna Khalsa College, Yamuna, to share this Google Meet with us. Sir, we are eagerly waiting to have your motivational words and your welcome address. Sir, please.
Good morning, all of you. I am audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you are
Pleasure to
audible.
welcome all the participants and resource person to this very important event on NAC preparation. The focus on the quality and standardized practice is the need of the hour, and the joint venture of our college and Guru Nanak Girls College is a good step to step awareness about how we improve our institutions to achieve our objectives of quality teaching and learning. I did like to share with all the three colleges involved in this organization of this FDP are A-grade institutions and try to follow NAC guidelines in letter and spirit. I am happy to extend a warm welcome to Dr. Ganesh Hegde, Advisor NAC, and Dr. Rajinder Rana, Principal SD College, Ambala Kent, for agreeing to share with the participants some invaluable insights into the NAC process. Both resource persons have deep understanding of accreditation process of NAC and will show how we can improve the performance of our institution on 7 important criteria as suggested by NAC. Whereas Dr. Hegde is one of the key persons who have contributed to development of NAC guidelines. Dr. Rajinder Rana at SD College is monitoring a host of colleges to gear up for good assessment. Dr. Rana has prepared a team of teachers who are providing valuable guidance to other institutions in this area. I welcome you, all the esteemed resource persons and participants, and hope this week-long FDP will prove to be a good boost for our NAC preparation. I once again welcome you all and wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir, for your valuable time and kind words. Thank you, sir. Now, I request Dr. Anwar Seja, ma'am, Principal of Guru Nanak Girls College, please come and share your word of wisdom and the words of happiness and welcome with us. Dr. Anwar Seja, ma'am, please unmute yourself. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am is with us. Welcome you, ma'am.
Good, mo- Good morning. Honorable Director, GNG College, Dr. Varinder Gandhi, respected Principal, Guru Nanak Khalsa College, Dr. H.S. Thakur,
Good morning, ma'am.
Principal SD College, Ambala Kent, Dr. Rajender Singh, guest of honor for the day, the advisor NET, Dr. Ganesh Hegde, the speaker of the day, Dr. Amandeep Kaur, and participants from all over the state of Haryana. Warm greetings to you all. I, Dr. Anu Atreja, on behalf of Guru Nanak Girls College, extend a hearty welcome to each one of you on this platform created for Faculty Development Program on how to prepare SSR and AQAR for NET. GNG takes immense pride for having hosted this 7-day workshop in collaboration with Guru Nanak Khalsa College and look forward to many more such joint ventures in future. National Assessment and Accreditation Council, that is NAC, as we
Yes, ma'am. Hello. Please, Pinky Sani, unmute yourself. I think there is some technical problem. That's why we are not able to listen to our principal Anu, ma'am. Please
Viva ma'am,
unmute
I think
yourself, all the
principal ma'am got
participants.
disconnected.
Yes, I also think so. Okay.
हम अभी प्रिंसिपल मैम को
So
रिजॉइन करवा रहे
now,
हैं 1 मिनट
let's wait. Our principal ma'am is going to rejoin us. This is the benefit of this Google platform that we are sitting afar and still we are connected, but there is also some technical problems. That's why our principal ma'am has got disconnected. So wait for a few minutes more. Ma'am is going to reconnect with us. Aarti ma'am, are we able to connect with ma'am?
नहीं मैम, अभी तक तो ज्वाइन नहीं हुए. आई हैव सेंट समवन टू हेल्प हर ज्वाइन.
Okay, ma'am.
We have Anu ma'am with us. I request our worthy principal, Madam Anu Kamra, to please switch on your video and unmute yourself, ma'am.
Ma'am, please video if
Anu ma'am, you
possible.
are requested to please start with your welcome address.
Okay, thank you. Uh, am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Good,
Yes, ma'am.
good morning, Director, Honorable Director, GNG College, Dr. Varinder Gandhi, Ma'am, respected Principal, Guru Nanak Khalsa College, Dr. H.S. Kang, Principal, SD College, Ambala, Kent, Dr. Rajender Singh, Guest of Honor for the day, the Advisor, NEC, Dr. Ganesh Hegde, the Speaker of the day, Dr. Amandeep Kaur, and participants from all over the state of Haryana. Warm greetings to you all. I, Dr. Anu Atreja, on behalf of Guru Nanak Girls College, extend a hearty welcome to each one of you on this platform created for Faculty Development Program on how to prepare SSR and AQAR for NEC. GNG takes immense pride for having hosted this 7-day workshop in collaboration with Guru Nanak Khalsa College and look forward to many more such joint ventures in future. National Assessment
Yes,
and
Anushka.
Accreditation Council, that is NEC, as
Sir,
we all
I'm in
know,
a
assesses
webinar.
and accredits
I'm speaking in the webinar.
institution of higher learning with the aim to help them continuously improve their quality of education. The two reports, self-study report and annual quality assurance report, about which we aim to learn in this workshop, are crucial in helping NEC understand the quality status of a particular institution. Therefore, it is extremely important that every institution prepares them meticulously and diligently. So I hope these 7 days would be highly gratifying and fruitful for all of us and would help us to learn how to prepare these two documents. Once again, a warm welcome and wishing a wonderful experience ahead. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, ma'am, for your time, your presence. Your presence always makes us energetic and cheerful. Now, this FTP is about how to prepare. This FTP is about how to prepare SSR and AQAR. And as an IQAC member, I always have a lot of queries regarding this. So I believe everyone has. To give us a larger point of view about the theme of this FTP, I would like to call Rajinder Singh Walia, Sir, Associate Professor of English from GN Khalsa College. Sir has a dynamic personality. He has taught English language and literature to undergraduate and postgraduate students for 36 years and has conducted many human resource development workshops. He has presented more than 70 research papers at national and international universities, including USA, Canada, Australia, and Thailand. His research interests are applied linguistics, English for specific purposes, online language learning, and discourse analysis. Now, without taking much of your valuable time, I invite Sir to please come and address us about this theme. Welcome, Valia Sir.
Thank you, Vibha ma'am. A very warm welcome to all the participants and resource persons, and especially Dr. Hegde, Ganesh Hegde ji, uh, who has spared his valuable time to address this FTP, to enlighten teachers and to tell us all about the nuances of NAC preparation. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. About this FDP, actually the idea came when two of teachers from GNG, they came to me and uh, they actually for some guidance, some interaction about NAC. Then I suggested to them that why don't we sign an MOU and do some joint activities. Because I remember a few lines कि तुम ही तुम हो तो क्या तुम हो, हम ही हम हैं तो क्या हम हैं, और जो हम तुम हैं तो फिर क्या गम है. So together I think we can succeed, and it's mutually beneficial for both the colleges as well. Uh, so why NAC? This is the question. Why should colleges go for NAC? Still there is a bit misunderstanding that NAC is once in a 5 or 6 or 10 years affair, and it's a routine thing. So there's not much to gain from NAC inspections and accreditation. But it's not so. NAC actually lets us do our SWOT analysis, where we can evaluate our strengths, our weaknesses, and then opportunities that we have, and the challenges that we can have now and in the future. And they give us a very comprehensive criteria against which we can do our SWOT analysis. This criteria has, there are actually 7 criteria and about 100 major points or matrices, which include every possible aspect of good governance and good teaching and learning and evaluation practices in good institutions. So NAC that way is very important, and I think everyone should go for NAC inspection in letter and spirit. Colleges have to come out of this, comfort zones nowadays, because NAP is on the anvil. The government has already unrolled the new education policy, and major structural changes are going to happen in the near future. And many state governments are already on the job, and they would like to implement the guidelines of new education policy in the coming future. There have been major changes in NAC as well. um, you know, things have changed. Now the process has become more stringent and data driven. Now 70% data validation is to be done by the third party. We don't know anything about them. And once they approve, they give us the green signal, then the peer team will visit us and they will validate the rest of the 30% of data. So NEC, I think, gives us the roadmap to go ahead with confidence, to evaluate ourselves, and to improve ourselves continuously, all the processes, all the aspects which are involved in visualizing the college as a living organism, where we have to take care of all aspects, not single aspect, so that our development is not lopsided. It is a balanced and overall development. So that's what the NAC is aiming at. It considers college as a living organism where all the organs work in function in perfect harmony. So this FDP has been actually, when I started preparing for this FDP, I visualize it as a hands-on, where we can impart hands-on information and knowledge, and we can handhold institutions to do some good work in this area. And here I would like to mention an excellent support given by Dr. Rajendra Singh Rana of SD College. We have already entered into an agreement with that college, and they are mentoring us with regards to IQAC and SSR preparation. So here is an opportunity for all of us to listen to the resource persons, reflect on what they've said, discuss things among ourselves, act immediately, and implement good practices where we can take our institutions to new heights. So I hope we don't exist as islands separately doing our things, because we live in an era which is very competitive, where people focus more on competition rather than cooperation. So this is an opportunity for us, all of us, to cooperate, to collaborate, to associate, so that together we can do well, we can exchange our resources, we can exchange our expertise, and we can move ahead with confidence. So with these words, I welcome once again to all of you, and thank you very much for joining us. And now over to Madam Vibha. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir. Really, you have the true merit of a teacher to make the things easy for the learner. It's my personal experience in your webinar, so thank you to clear the theme of this topic. And now, I invite our special guest of honor, our keynote speaker, Dr. Ganesh Anant Thepre, sir. He's presently working as the advisor of NAC. He has a long list of achievement and honor. Though it is not possible for me in this limited time to give all his achievements, but I want to give a brief introduction of his achievements. Sir is an eminent personality who has committed himself to the realms of higher education. He holds a doctorate degree in mass communication and journalism from the University of Mysore. He is an eminent educationist with a strong heritage of professional expertise. He served as the publication executive in the Department of Science and Technology, Vigyan Prasad, Government of India, New Delhi. In 1996, he joined the NAC and presently its advisor, contributing to the council with unflinching devotion. He was instrumental in bringing out the manuals, guidelines, and publications in the initial years of NAC. He has organized many workshops on assessment and accreditation at national level for principals and faculty members. He has also conducted several assessment training programs for who visit the higher He has been elected in March 2013 as Board of Directors for International Network Quality Assurance Agencies in Higher Education. This association was established in 1991. It is a worldwide association of over 200 organizations of quality assurance agencies. Sir, really it's a great opportunity for all of us that you are with us. Sir, I request you please address us. Dr. Hegre sir, I request please
Thank
address us.
you.
Welcome you sir.
Yes, madam. 1 second. Namaste. Hope I am audible.
Yes sir, you
Namaskar.
are audible.
Namaskar. Thank you, madam, for introducing me. Kindly let me know that whether my slide is visible, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
My slide is visible, no, madam?
It is visible, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Visible. Thank you. Namaskar. Dhanyavad. Sat Sri Akal. I welcome all the participants for this webinar. On behalf of the NAC, our director, Professor S.C. Sharma ji, and on my personal behalf, I welcome each participant for this webinar. Let us take the blessings of the Guru. With I will like to recite a small Sanskrit sloka in front of you. अखंड मंडलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. My respect to all the teachers who are listening to this webinar and also viewing this webinar. I congratulate the GN Khalsa College and Guru Nanak Girls College, Yamuna Nagar, for organizing this webinar. I also take this opportunity to thank and congratulate Dr. Major H.S. Kang, the principal of GN Khalsa College, Yamuna Nagar, and Dr. Anu Atrija Madam, and Dr. Rajendra Singh Walia, and Dr. Rajendra Singh, the principal of the FDP College, Ambala Kent, and also Dr. Amandeep Kaur Ambala, and also the Vibha Avasti Madam, and also the Ravindra Singh, the president of the college, and many others who are viewing this webinar and listening to the webinar. On behalf of the NAC, I take this opportunity to congratulate all the three colleges who made these efforts to know the new accreditation framework which NAC has designed around 2 years back and how we can improve upon. I was just listening to the earlier principal. The principal was telling about the institution is a living organism. When you look into the word very seriously and meticulously and imbibing the quality culture, the word has got a lot of meaning. The meaning in the sense, as the institutions grows and as the institution comes at a higher level from the UG college to PG college, from 1,000 student to 2,000 student, and percentage of girls students coming to the college, and also the infrastructure development happens in the college over the period, because this organism of the living organism as the living person or a man or an animal, when you look into it, it grows through the years. When an year wise, if you see, there is a growth on the developmental things happens. Any work which comes with the lot of perspiration and also the hard work, as you all have the vision statement. Suppose if I look into the GN Khalsa College, Yamuna Nagar, or Rajendra Singh Ji ka college, SD college, there every college will be having a vision and mission statement, just to give you the self-study report and the external quality evaluation. Self-study report which you prepare is a self-evaluation. IQAC जो करता है वो है self-evaluation. External quality evaluation is the third party validation. Suppose if you conduct the academic and administrative audit for a particular college, then it is a small external quality assurance agency which gives you the direction to the self-evaluation. So when you look into the various measures of the college, you will be able to appreciate from the vision mission statement to the activities done through the teaching, to the research, and also the extension program. So there is a one-to-one linkage will be there. Suppose if I say one small word, just to give you an example, suppose if SD college says that one rural student helping is the, in the vision statement, the small statement comes as a improve the quality and standards in the rural student, let us say. Now how it will be improved? It through the extension, through the teaching process, to the research, through the collaborative exercise, and also the beyond curriculum activities, and also the co-curricular activities of the institution. Long back, Thomas Edison has said, unlock your potential. You have a lot of potential. When you look into the various colleges of the Haryana state as well as the Punjab state, the Yamuna Nagar has done a lot of good colleges are available in the Haryana. Now, Guru Nanak Girls College must have brought out a big change in the way of the girls' education in that particular region. Now, you need to unlock your potential. It may be there through the syllabus, in the vocational education, in the extension activities, or it may be the placement also. So various things must be done, must have been done by the colleges. Embrace what you do not know, especially in the beginning, because what you do not know can become your greatest asset. So you need to look into the various activities in the institutional perspective. While analyzing, the principal has said, NAC will give you some direction. My request to all the three institutions, whether you are going an accreditation after 3 months or 1 year down the line, but kindly register in the higher education portal of the NAC. If you are first cycle or as you are a third cycle institution, then also kindly register in the NAC portal. What you need is AISHE ID, email ID, and one mobile number is required. What is required for IIQA? One is affiliating university letter. Second is the UGC if you are having a recognition. If you are not having the UGC 12B also, NAC is undertaking the assessment also. Current academic year, if you are having the MBA, MCA program, then you have to give the AICT recognition letter. AISHE certificate latest is required if you are a subsequent cycle. So today the madam was talking about the AQR. If you are a second cycle or third cycle institution, previous 5-year AQR is required, or at least 4-year AQR, previous year AQR is required. Now, in the new guideline of the AQR, we have made a design stating that almost all the questions which are there in the SSR comes in the AQR, so that if you prepare a good AQAR for the last 5 years, and the coordinator job should be easy, so that they can submit subsequently the self-study report to the NAC at the earliest stage. So that a lot of data template and also the lot of data driven has been done by the NAC, with the AQR also. Undertaking has to be given by the institution, and the self-declaration in the next slide I will share with you. Self-declaration has to be given by the institution. For example, temporary or a permanent affiliation is there, or a BA, BSc, BCom, or MA, MSc, MCom you will be having. Those things you have to give. And undertaking has to be given by the institution with the IP address of the institution. Kindly download the NAC guideline from the NAC website. From the NAC website, kindly download the standard operating procedure, data template, and also the student satisfaction survey questionnaire and the manual, and kindly read the manual. My request to the institution is that kindly read and interpret your institution data according to the questions which the NAC has asked. Kindly prepare small icon in the your institutional website. As Dr. Rajendra Singh Walia was speaking about the institutional ambience and institutional improvement, my request to institution is that 70% depends upon the data. Now this icon, whatever you are creating, you need not to give the access to somebody. At internally, you can give an access and make an intranet at the institution level, so that all the document whichever you scan and keep it, it will be easily available for the IQAC coordinator, for the principal, for the management, and also the staff. So what is to be given or not to be given, you can decide. My request is that kindly make this type of the intranet at the institutional level, so that all the documentation will be easy. In the intranet, you can make the annual quality assurance report, uploading the PATM report, and also various document is required. So if you register in the portal, what will happen is that NAC, you can ask a question. If you does not register in the NAC portal, you cannot ask a question. So to ask a question for the NAC, kindly register in the NAC higher education portal and use the support help desk, so that NAC will also respond to you within 24 hours to the 48 hours maximum. We will reply to you. Timeline is more important. The Ministry of Education is asking the NAC to work out the timeline. So maximum from the 180 days to 120 days minimum, we have to declare the result of the particular institution. If institution also can submit the documents in a proper timeline, then we will be able to do it. Success depends upon your contribution also. You will be asking one question, sir, जो 5 में जो pre-qualification जो लिखा है 25%, what is exactly that one? This is exactly what I would like to share with you, that there are 58 or 60 questions are there on a quantitative metric. Out of this 58-60 metrics of the percentage, the 25% of those quantitative metric, the institution has to pass. Then only they will be able to go for the on-site visit. अभी मेरे को डॉक्टर मेजर HS कांग जी एक प्रश्न पूछेंगे, सर anybody has failed in the pre-qualification on this 25%. Many institutions does not give the proper data in the quantitative metric and they fail. My request, whether it is a second cycle or a third cycle institution need to be more careful, because you have a legacy of the accreditation. You cannot go wrong somewhere. So my request to the institution is that kindly make sure that you will be passed with the pre-qualification. Now, here comes with the on-site PATM visit. On-site visit will be conducted only after the pre-qualification happened, and 60 days to 90 days maximum days you can take up in the during the COVID-19. We are also giving the extension to the institutions, and finally the calculation will be done on the quantitative metric, qualitative metric, and student satisfaction survey, and also the accreditation outcome will be there. Now coming to the 7 criteria, briefly I will just take a few moments from you to explain on the self-study report preparation. Now, curricular aspect, teaching, learning, evaluation, research, innovations and extension, infrastructure and learning resources, student support and progression, governance, leadership and management, and institutional values and best practices is the last criteria which we are having. What is new in the accreditation framework? Student satisfaction survey, which comes as an online. You will be asking one question, sir, this online survey will be conducted how? Suppose if you are having a 1,200 students in the college. Now, 1,200 students email ID with the gender and also the class name in a tabular form you have to give. In one Excel sheet, you can give maximum 500 students. So if it is 1,500 students, you have to create a 3 Excel sheet. Now, you will be asking one question, whether all student email ID has to be given or not. Practically, to tell you, all students email ID should be given. Suppose if you don't have the 10% of the student email ID, you can create, but at least 80 to 90% of the data should be given, so that the student will get a questionnaire when the institution is going for accreditation. You will be asking one question, sir, when the survey will be on? When the institution submits the self-study report to NAC, and during the DVV process, which is called the data validation and verification happens, then only the student satisfaction survey will be conducted. Now you will be asking one question, whether the students will be getting the email or not. How you will come to know? When the survey is on, institution portal will tell you that how many percentage of the students have responded out of the your number has been given. Now, percentage wise, it will be coming either the 10% or 500 student should submit the student satisfaction survey. We have made for the university 500 and a college it will be 100. So accordingly, this will be calculated on a 0 to 4 scale in a Likert scale. My request to the, suppose Dr. Anu Kamra madam will be asking, sir, whether that questionnaire is available in the NAC website or not. Yes, it is available. Hindi may be available hai, or Angrezi may be available hai, so that you can circulate to your student, or you can design your own small software and you can make an online survey at the institution level also. But NAC will conduct a student satisfaction survey online during the DVV process once the institution submits the self-study report. Now you will be asking one question on the innovations ecosystem. In the third criteria, I will be talking about the innovations ecosystem. Alumni engagement is important. Now you will be asking one question stating that, sir, old student का जो पुराना छात्र का जो है कैसे हम कर देंगे? So now the institution has to make a database of all the alumni student. My request to the institutions is that when the student goes in the final year student, जो उनका caution money होता है, so you just give it in the right hand side to the caution money to the student after the breakage and other things have happened. Now, the out of that thing, if you make that some 50 rupees or 100 rupees or 200 rupees as an alumni fee, then student will become an alumni member and by the institution. So this is how the small way of alumni engagement will be done through the institutional values and also procedure. Now, last one is the institutional values and social responsibilities. Every institutions will have different type of the thing. Now, GN Khalsa College or SD College and GN Khalsa College will have their own value system in the institution. It may be discipline, it may be the time management, it may be the communication skill, or it may be a language which will be used by the student, faculty, and also the other stakeholders will be there. That all things comes in the institutional values. Now, finally, just to share with you, when a student comes out from your institution, you will be viewing that आप GN Khalsa College में पढ़ा है. So this gives you the value system. So the student, when they come out from that particular institution, have a certain values. Those values, how we will be talking about the graduate attributes, is also more important. Lastly, it is an institutional distinctiveness. अभी आपका सामने 3 कॉलेज जो है GN खालसा कॉलेज, एंड देन Guru Nanak Girls College, and then the SD College, and GN Khalsa College, Yamunanagar. Now, each college will have a distinctiveness. Those distinctiveness in terms of the curriculum, in terms of the research, instead of the in terms of the teaching, and also the extension. It may be e-governance also. So you have to identify at least 2 to 3 areas where you are distinct, that need to be highlighted in the 7th criteria. Now, coming to this particular metrics of the chart, if you look into the quantitative metric and the qualitative metric, if you are a UG college, what is a UG college? जो undergraduate college है, BA, BSc, BCom है, then they will become only the UG college. The PG college will become, at least if you are having one course in the PG also, you will become a PG college. Now, PG college has got a one key indicator more. Innovations ecosystem is there for a PG college, and innovations ecosystem is not there for the UG college. Now, qualitative metrics will have 35 or 36 questions are there for the affiliated college. Now, quantitative metric has got a 58 or 60 metrics, it is there. So now you can meticulously plan. Now, in the few slides later, I will share with you in the criterion wise how exactly NAC has looked into. Quantitative metrics depends upon the quantifiable facts and figures. Percentage of the pass percentage is of the thing. Number of faculty written the papers on the international and national. Number of awards. Number of borewells or rechargeable is available in the college. Number of ICT enabled classrooms are there. These are all quantifiable. What NAC has made is that around 58 to 60 questions which NAC has made as a quantifiable. So you have to see that 60% of the assessment depends upon your quantitative metric. That means you have to be more careful giving the data in the quantitative metrics. Qualitative metric, which comes as a descriptive responses, accordingly named as the qualitative metric. Just to give you an example, if you go to the doctor, initially what they will do, that the height and weight, everything will be cross-checked. In the similar way, the NAC is also looking for some of the quantitative metrics, which may be the percentage in number, or in sometimes it is a number. So that depends upon how you look into it. Qualitative metrics is a 500 word institution has to give. Every metric, whether it is a qualitative metric or a quantitative metric, will be valued on a 0 to 4 scale. Now, Dr. Major H.S. Kang will be asking one thing. Sir, how we will be validating this qualitative metric? Qualitative metric will be validated through the on-site visit. जो लोग पहले आपका इंस्टीट्यूशन में आएंगे, वो मेट्रिक उन्होंने 0 to 4 स्केल में वैलिडेशन करेंगे. क्वांटिटेटिव मेट्रिक में DVV process, which is called the data validation and verification process में, it may be number, or it may be percentage, or it may be average pass percentage, like that. So average will be there. 5-year data will be calculated. Like that way, the quantitative metric will be validated also on a 0 to 4 scale. So this both quantitative metric and the qualitative metric will be validated through the DVV process and the online assessment or the on-site assessment. Now, data verification and validation will be done through the third party. NAC has got the 5 to 6 companies who have been collaborated with the NAC to do this MOU. NAC has got the 5 to 6 companies having an MOU. Those data verification and validation will be done through those companies, and also the NAC officer validates at the institutional level, so that all the data which you have given is proper or not. It will be validated at the internally also. Accreditation on site will be done by the NAC after the pre-qualification has been done. Now, Dr. Amandeep Kaur will be asking one question. Sir, how the compliance will be having? Compliance will be, you will be doing to the UGC, you will be doing for the affiliating university or to the management. So all things will be scanned document should be given in the governance also. Now read the manual, guideline, Excel sheet, and also the standard operating procedures which is uploaded in the NAC website. Now, executive summary should be given maximum 5,000 words, which may contain criterion-wise summary, strength, weaknesses, and opportunities and challenges, and also any other information. Now, coming to the curricular aspect. In the one criteria, the 100 is a weightage. The 100 weightage is further divided into the curriculum planning and implementation, academic flexibility, and curriculum enrichment and feedback system. Further, this is divided into the various metrics wise. The questions will be there. Some questions are qualitative metric and some questions are on the quantitative metric. Wherever the quantitative metrics are there, it comes as a number or average percentage or percentage. So you have to meticulously read and also read the questions so that you will be understand proper. If you have any questions, then you can look into the standard operating procedure and you will be able to get most of the answer. Still, if you have, you can ask a question through the assessor NAC portal so that you will be able to get an answer from through the portal only. Professional ethics, gender, human values, environment and sustainability into the curriculum, percentage of the course, and number of student, curriculum enrichment and graduate employability can be asked by the NAC. Various questions I will just share with you at the next slide. What do you mean by a course? A course is a paper or a subject in a specified number of credit. It may be 2 credit or a 4 credit or a 10 credit will be there, and in a formal program. For example, in the history, you will be having cultures in the Indian subcontinent, history of India, cultural transformation, you will be having. What do you mean by a credit? 1 hour lecture per week equal to 1 credit. This is as per the UGC norms. 2 hours practical class per week equal to the 1 credit. Now, credit for a practical could be proposed as a part of the course, as a separate practical course. Now, you will be asking one question, sir, in the Master of Commerce, suppose if it is a MCOM is there, you can have a core course, elective course, and open elective as per the choice-based credit system. Now, open elective can be taken up by the MA, MSc student also, and also the MCOM student also. For example, Indian ethos and leadership. MSc student also can take up. Life skill and communication. MA student also can take up. So there is an open elective will be there for every student to take up. Now, elective courses are the one where the syllabus will have a flexibility for that particular program. A student can take some electives. Core will be the one where you will be able to have the core program on the commerce. Now, program objective, course objective need to be designed by the each faculty member. कभी-कभी ऐसा होता है, सर हमारा एफिलिएटिंग यूनिवर्सिटी नहीं करता है, हम क्या करेंगे? सो आप टीचर है, आप खुद ही डिसाइड कर लीजिए what should be the program outcome and then achieve the target. Now, if you look into the 2-year program of the MCOM, there are core course will be there, elective will be there, open elective will be there. So 60, 30 and 8. Finally, the 98 is the total credit will be there. Now, you decide what should be there, open elective, electives, and also the core courses. Now, MCOM will have papers, and the paper number is also more important. NAC is also asking sometimes what is the code of that paper also. Now, in the MCOM, you may have accounting, human resource management, finance, and marketing also. Now, selection of the open electives depends upon the number of students and number of teachers availability in the college. There are BVOC specialization will be there. I hope in the Guru Nanak Girls College as well as the GN Khalsa College and also the SD College will be having either 1 or 2 BVOC specialization. It may be the hospitality and tourism, or it may be food science, or it may be software development, or it may be the printing and publication, maybe the thing. So you, depending upon that one, you can look into that, how institutions are vocational programs are there, diploma programs, the advanced diploma programs, BVOC degree programs are available in the institution. So you decide how exactly you can look into the Bachelor of Vocational programs. Now, I'll just skip some of the things. There are skill enhancement courses. Suppose, for example, a 2 credit or a 4 credit, if it are depending upon the program, you can have. Suppose in the chemistry, you can have chemoinformatics, intellectual property rights, pharmaceutical chemistry, or green methods you can have. Now you will be asking one question, sir, what do you mean by a value added course and what do you mean by an add-on course? Value added courses are the courses which adds value to the program. Suppose, for example, MCOM is the program. Banking and insurance is the value added courses. It may be 3 credit or a 2 credit, or may not be the credit. It may be the extra courses, extra mural courses which you are running on a .NET and Visual Basics or English language, or a certificate program on the GST, or a certificate course in capital market. Some of the things for the BCom student you may be running. But the certificate should be more than the 30 contact hours. Courses are the one, suppose TV production, BA student, BCom student, BSc student, MA student, MSc student can take up. So journalism, anybody can take up. Industrial psychology, anybody can take up. Functional Hindi, anyone can take up. Even in the health, fitness and lifestyle management, it's not only the home science student, any other student also can take up the health fitness certificate or add-on courses also. Depending upon the requirement of the student, you will be designing your own certificate course or the add-on course or a value-added courses. Now you will be asking one question, sir, whether the certificate course the college can do it. Yes, the certificate course can be designed by the college, but it should be having more than 30 contact hours. And your local management need to be approved that type of the certificate course. And also for the NAC, for the validation, you have to give the attendance certificate, you have to give the number of students, some photographs, some activities undertaken, and also the final certificate issued by the college, and also the number of students if they have placed somewhere also as the part of the curriculum enrichment, how you have done. That all the things you need to give a documentary evidence to the NAC. Now, some of the courses like law for engineers or microsensing or project management also can be done by the colleges also. Now, 1.3.1 talks about the institution integrate cross-cutting issues. Now, 10 weightage is there. Average percentage of courses that include the experiential learning, this question has got the 10 weightage. Now, the first 1.3.1 will be validated through the on-site visit. 1.3.2 is validated through the DVV process, which is called the data validation and verification. 1.3.2 talks about the average percentage of courses that include experiential learning, and through the project work, field work, and internship during the last 5 years. Student project is also taken into the consideration. Percentage of students undertaking project work, field work, and internship is also another question is there. Now, how it will be validated? As I shared with you already on a 0 to 4 scale. Now, qualitative metric will be validated through the on-site visit. QNM, both 1.3.2, 1.3.3 is validated through the DVV process. For example, the team has given you 2 in their 1.3.1, you will get it 20. One can get a maximum 4 in this particular metric, and the institution has got the 20. So that means institution has got a 2. Now 1.3.2 talks about the system generated score, and suppose if the DVV has given you the 3, then 10 into 3 you will get the 30. So in that way, the coordinator can do some analysis, and then they can bring out to the notice of the principal. Now, maximum one can get in this particular curriculum enrichment is the 120. Now, what the institution has got, the 70. So, accordingly, the coordinator can make the validation, and then you will be able to get the result through this process. Now, teaching, learning, and evaluation has got the 7 key indicators: student enrollment and profile, catering to student diversity, teaching learning process, teacher profile quality, evaluation process and reform, student performance and learning outcome, and student satisfaction survey. Now, what are all the questions which they comes? Now, the Rajendra Singh Walia will be asking one question, sir. हमारा में full time teacher में government is not giving many posts, and we have the hiring the faculty member in a year basis. If a teacher has been given an appointment with a 1 year from the date of appointment, and he is against the full-time teacher, then he will be considered as the full-time teacher. Now, interpretation has been done in the glossary of the NAC. You can look into it. Our request is that one, if a teacher is on a part, what to call, not ad hoc basis also, but if he is there in a 1 year full appointment order has been given, then he will be considered as the full-time teacher. Now, student-centric methods such as experiential learning, participative learning, problem-solving methodologies, ICT-enabled tool, ratio of mentor to student. Now, you will be asking one question, sir, how NAC will validate the ratio of mentor to student? Now, I will just give you one example. Now, Professor Kang will be saying that, sir, we have the total strength of the student is 2,300 students in the GN Khalsa College. Now, 2,300 students against the how many teachers? Let us say 79 teachers are there in the college. Now, 79 and to the 2,300 students is calculated by the computer, and then it will give you the 1:40 or 1:30, like that. It will give you the ratio of the mentor to the mentee. So it is easy to calculate in the NAC also, and it is through the computer it will be calculated. Now, average percentage of full-time teachers against the sanction post, full-time teachers with a PhD, program course, program outcome, course outcome, attainment of the program, everything has to be uploaded in the institutional website and give the link to the NAC. Online student satisfaction survey, which I already shared with you, it is there in the 2.7. There is nothing permanent except the change. So, distance may be there in your classroom, not on the learning. So, Anveshan ho, Namachar ho, you have to change the way of our approach, and attitude is more important. Finally, a student can take up some of the projectors. Now, one of the institution is talking about innovative teaching approaches and its impact on the student learning. Now, case study method, group discussion, group project, brainstorming, group learning methodology, and industry institution interaction, and regular review by the journals by the teacher. Now, I just would like to share one thing. Dr. Anu Kamra madam will be telling that, sir, हमारा कॉलेज में एक ऐसा कार्यक्रम है wherein every Friday afternoon at 4:30 to 5 o'clock, 1 hour, we will be discussing something on the research. Every time, every week, one of the teacher will be talking about either his paper has been written or the paper he has been studied, and for the future purpose to write a paper. Now, 1 hour or 30 minutes, you will be having a regular what to call activity. Everybody will be motivated, and then after few days later, you will get the young teachers also will be writing a good papers in the good journals. Then the flipped classes, GitHub, Google Docs, or IE accesses, or NPTEL lecture, Moodle, MOOCs, and NPTEL, all the things which will be available in the net, you can look into it. And education should focus on the mastery of the subject. That's what the Bloom taxonomy talks about. And what I look forward from the institution is that about the accreditation taxonomy. when you look into the various glossary and the items which NAC is propagating, for example, innovations ecosystem, alumni engagement, institutional distinctiveness. Now you identify your taxonomy for your validation purpose, so that you will be interpret it in a better manner. So course outcome also can be designed by the teachers. Course outcome, you may be having the teaching and the learning activity, lecture sessions, classroom discussions, assignment, individual or a group activity, mid-term semester examination and end semester examination, and also the certain test also you may be conducting. Those things can be added in the learning outcomes on the student things. My request to the institution is that there must be some 3C model. अभी जब भी हम प्रिंसिपल का बात सुन रहे थे, प्रिंसिपल वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट द competition, cooperation and the collaboration. I also written in my slide about that one. 3C model is the conduct of the classes, creation of the content, and a connect with the student is more important. My way of looking is that one, unless the teachers are very active, you will not be able to make a thing. Competition, collaboration, and the you can look into it and how it will be calculated. Now, in the teaching learning process, on a 0 to 4 scale, if your coordinator, suppose let us say that Viva Avasti madam को एक कार्यक्रम दिया है, so that you state that the peer assessment will be done on 2.3.1 and 2.3.2, and 2.3.3 talks about the quantitative metric. You will be able to make a validation through your own way of interpretation. Now, in this particular matrix, maximum one can get is the 50 into 4, 200. Now, how much you have got? The 115. Accordingly, you can calculate. So, NAC benchmark is also put on the different metrics, but this benchmark is a confidential document at the NAC level. So institution, suppose percentage of courses, you can create your own benchmark for that one, so that you will be able to make your assessment proper way, and peer assessment will be done for the qualitative metric, and quantitative metric and system generated score will be there. Now you will be wondering, suppose in the 2.4.2, average percentage of the full-time teachers. Now 46% is the average percentage of full-time teachers. How you will calculate? So number of full-time teachers with a PhD, and then percentage every year wise divided by 5 will give you the average percentage. So this is how the NAC will be calculating. मैं ऐसा सोचता हूँ, उनके लिए सवेरे नहीं होते जो जिंदगी में कुछ भी पाने के उम्मीद छोड़ चुके हैं। उजाला तो उनका होता है जो बार बार हारने के बाद कुछ पाने के उम्मीद रखते हैं। आप उम्मीद रखिए, so that your institution will be dynamic. And also I appreciate the principal who was talking about the institution is a living organism. So once it is a living organism, every activity will be done day by day. The resource mobilization for the research, innovations ecosystem, research publication and awards, extension activity, and collaboration is the thing. Now, innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. Grants for the research, percentage of the departments having research, intellectual property rights, industry, academia, innovative thing, number of seminars, conferences, research papers, books, chapters, extension activities, number of paper published. Now you will be asking for something, sir, हमारा कॉलेज में बहुत सारा टीचर जो साइंस में हैं वो बहुत अच्छा पेपर लिखते हैं, but what happened to the social science? Social science, at least they should write a books or a chapters in the edited volumes or the books. So you need to promote the social science also for, and even for the languages. For example, हिंदी का हो, पंजाबी का हो, या तो हरियाणवी का हो. So you maybe the dialect will be there, but how you will promote the language is also more important. Innovations is nothing but think differently and act positively. So you need not to be in the similar in the group, but you should be distinctive from the group activities, and in the group you have to be very innovative way you have to bring out. अटल इनोवेशन मिशन इज अवेलेबल एंड नीति आयोग का आप वेबसाइट में देख सकते हैं. Number of students participating in extension activities, number of awards, number of functional MOUs, National Innovations Contest will be there, MHRD's Innovation Cell, you can go to the website and see. And what government would like to share with you is that in the coming few years down the line, India should be the one of the innovation hub, so that it should be ranked below 50 or 20. That's how the government is looking about the institutional help. डिजिटल इंडिया का प्रोग्राम हो, मेक इन इंडिया प्रोग्राम, मेड इन इंडिया प्रोग्राम, स्वच्छ भारत अभियान, या तो बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ आंदोलन का भी हो सकता है, और उन्नत भारत अभियान हो सकता है, एक भारत श्रेष्ठ भारत उसका बारे में हो सकता है. एक भारत श्रेष्ठ भारत इज ए बिग प्रोग्राम एंड यू कैन लुक इनटू द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया site as where there is a will there is a way. So when you look into the smallest and smaller, what I would like to share with you in the slide is that, and the local, the person who can think differently in the Indian context, so उनका साथ जो है solar cell चलता रहता है, and the battery is run by the solar cell. So now how you will be able to promote the innovations, that you can look into it. And then how the research program is calculated, you can, one matrix I have given here, one key indicator of a 15 mark, and maximum one can get is a 60, but the institution has got a 40. Accordingly, every matrix wise you can make your own assessment. Physical infrastructure and learning resources में physical facilities, library, IT infrastructure and maintenance of the campus is the key indicators. ICT enabled facilities, Shodh Ganga, Shodh Sindhu, e-books, databases, annual expenditure of the purchase of the book, student to computer ratio, maintenance of the campus, dynamic institutional website, and library space for books and journals. It is all more important. And student support and progression, you have the 4 key indicators: the student support, student progression, student participation, and alumni engagement. And PG scholarship are available for in the UGC and MHRD, or maybe the single child also the scholarship is available. Free ship provided by the government, capacity building in skill enhancement, remedial coaching, yoga, meditation, personal counseling, placement of outgoing student, and student council and representation. मैं सभी कॉलेज से निवेदन करता हूँ, जब भी आप IQAC एस्टेब्लिश करते हैं, IQAC के मीटिंग होता है, तो आपका एक one boy and one girl should be there in the IQAC, and even in the alumni also you should keep at least one the gentleman and one lady in the alumni association also, so that different perspective of the gender also will be brought in for the improvement of the institution also. Alumni contribution is also more important. Anti-ragging, prevention of the sexual harassment, career guidance and placement, facilitating the educational loan, institutional governance and leadership management. In the institutional vision and leadership, strategy development and deployment, faculty empowerment strategies, financial management, internal quality assurance is more important. A great leader possesses a clear vision and is courageous, has an integrity and honesty and humility and the clear focus. Perspective plan, strategic plan, e-governance, financial support to attend the conferences, faculty development program, orientation program, refresher. These are some of the things which you will be doing. For me, IQAC is nothing but physically fit, mentally alert. ये योगा प्राणायाम के बारे में हो सकता है, योगा के बारे में हो सकता है, या तो भस्त्रिका हो सकता है, या तो कीपिंग साइलेंस. सपोज इफ आई से GN खालसा कॉलेज यमुना नगर is having a one best practice. What is that one? At 12 o'clock to 12:05 on a regular day of the classes which has been done in the regular activity, 5 minutes break will be given. In the break, there is a silence will be there in the college, so that whoever does, it may be non-teaching staff, teaching staff, or it may be student, all will be the silence for a 5 minutes. Now you will see the vibrations and you will see the changes of the attitudes and also the change of the approach by the student and the teachers also. It will gives you the impact on the value education also, so that you will be able to make a improvement. Now, if suppose they could not go to yoga, they can go to the jogging, they can go to the skipping, they can go to the gym. And for me, IQAC is nothing but physically fit, mentally alert is the slogan for the IQAC. Now, IQAC can create their own logos for the benefit of the institution. Institutional strategies can be adopted, learning outcome can be done, and every program, BA, BSc, become MA, MSc, MCom, if you are running, then every program wise, you have to make the learning outcome, and it should be available in the institutional website. Academic and administrative audit can be done by the institution, and incremental improvement you can show. Agenda for deliberations you can do. Legal matters is another thing. You can create your own room for the benefit of internal quality assurance cell. IQAC is nothing but डिवोशन एंड कमिटमेंट. कभी कभी ऐसा होता है, सपोज मान लीजिए हम डॉक्टर एच एस कांग साहब को पूछेंगे, सर जीएन खालसा कॉलेज में किसको कोऑर्डिनेटर बनाना है. So naturally the principal will look for a techno savvy and a knowledgeable person, and little senior one who can have a collaborative and cooperative attitude, and so that his work will be done. So IQAC is nothing but डिवोशन एंड कमिटमेंट. कमिटमेंट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. हाँ, ये हमारा संस्था है, ये जीएन कॉलेज हमारा संस्था है, इसमें मैं काम करता हूँ. उसको जब भी आपका पास वो भाव होता है, then only you will be able to see the change in the attitude of the teachers. Sustenance through the quality inculcation can be done, and we can make a good IQAC in the coming years. आंतरिक गुणवत्ता आश्वासन सेल जो है, जो हम IQAC जो बोल रहे हैं, सो उसके लिए आंतरिक लेवल में, आपका इंस्टीट्यूशनल लेवल में, यू नीड टू क्रिएट योर ओन सिस्टम so that everything will be taken care by the institution itself. For me, the GDP is nothing but good documentation practice. Clear, precise, and accurate and legible document should be there. IQAC may bring out the IQAC newsletter also. So finally, just to share with you, the IQAC may create a small e-governance: pre-admission, admission, enrollment, attendance, classroom management, financial management, curriculum planning, curriculum implementation, examination system, choice-based credit system, graduate attributes, placements, and audits and alumni. All different modules you can create, and e-governance is more important. For me, you can create a small file from 1 to 7. It will give you the lot of impetus for the documentation. If you have not done the documentation of an activity, that means you have not done it. Good document practice is more important. आंतरिक गुणवत्ता सेल जो IQAC के लिए जो हम बता रहे हैं, संस्था के विभिन्न शैक्षणिक और प्रशासनिक गतिविधियों के लिए गुणवत्ता बेंचमार्क मापदंड का विकास और अनुप्रयोग करना चाहिए. दैट मीन्स यू नीड टू मेक योर ओन बेंचमार्क. सपोज मान लीजिए हम जीएन खालसा कॉलेज यमुनानगर, GN Khalsa College, then the SD College, and Guru Nanak Girls College. Now every college has got is a unique. You cannot make the benchmark one and SS. So when you make your own institutional benchmark and looking into your mission statement, and the activities can be considered accordingly, you can do. Now suppose for example you make a quality benchmark. एवरी टीचर इन ए साल में कम से कम 3 पेपर नेशनल में करना है, 2 पेपर इंटरनेशनल में करना है, ऐसा करके एक आप बेंचमार्क बनाते हैं. नाउ हु इज गोइंग टू इम्प्लीमेंट? IQAC coordinator is not going to implement. The principal has to give a notice, and then it will be implemented by all the faculty member. Now, in the similar way, number of extension activities to be conducted, number of co-curricular activities to be conducted, and number of sports student to bring out from the institution. जैसा आपको भी अवगत है, in the Haryana, most of the colleges will be having या तो संस्कृत रहेगा या तो म्यूजिक रहेगा, साथ ही एक ऐसा डिफेंस स्टडीज का एक प्रोग्राम होता है. नाउ विथ दिस प्रोग्राम which is available in the many of the colleges, how we can improve upon. So that needs to be looked into. So facilitating and the creation of the learner-centric environment, गुणवत्तापूर्ण शिक्षक के लिए अनुकूल सीखने के पर्यावरण के निर्माण की सुधारना जो है आपको करना चाहिए. सो गुणवत्ता संबित जो भी संस्थान में वो प्रक्रिया होता है उसका बारे में छात्र का साथ, फैकल्टी का साथ और विभिन्न अंगों का साथ आपको प्रक्रिया करना पड़ता है, तो आप वो कर सकते हैं. फॉर मी, resources versus the reputation. If your resources are good, reputation may increase. If your reputation is good, you may have got the good resources. वो यूजीसी का कॉलेज विथ एक्सेलेंस का बारे में हो सकता है, पोटेंशियल एक्सेलेंस का बारे में हो सकता है, और इट मे बी द असेसमेंट आल्सो. यू कैन लुक इनटू इट. New guideline is also available in the NAC website. You can look into it. For me, suppose if you look into the 2.5.4 status of automation examination division along with the approved examination manual. Now, A to D, E will be there. Now, it starts from the E may be 0, D may be 1, C may be 2, D may be 3, and A may be 4. Now, if you would like to see 0 to 4, then you have to give the documentary evidence to the NAC. If you does not give the documentary evidence, the data validation and verification will be lowered if you does not give the proper documentation. What is to be given? Current manual and examination, annual report of the examination, current manual examination, any addition and information of the software development or purchase. So you have to give the documentary evidence to the NAC. Institution has the following facilities. For example, 9 are there. What NAC is asking, the minimum level, at least 4 should be there. Then only you will get the maximum. You may not have the moot court. You may have the business lab. You may not have the museum. You may be having the theater. You may be having the art gallery. You may not be having the animal house or a greenhouse. You may be having the central instrumentation center. So depending upon that one, you can look into your institution and the data available in your institution, so that you will become to at a higher level. Institutional values and social responsibility, best practices and institutional distinctiveness is the one. Now, renewable energy, rainwater harvesting and green initiative and quality audit and environment and disabled friendly campus is more important. Green audit can be done by the institution. So my request to the thing, suppose GN खालसा कॉलेज यमुनानगर would like to do a green audit. आप क्या कर सकते हैं, पंजाब यूनिवर्सिटी में जो एनवायरमेंटल साइंस का एक प्रोफेसर है एंड हरियाणा pollution control board में some person will be there who is looking on the pollution thing. So you can involve these 2 people and your own faculty member. 3 members can do some green audit as process, and they will identify quantification, recording, reporting, and analyze your environment, and the environmental audit or the green audit will be conducted. There's another thing which you may look into it. UGC has also made some Swachh Bharat Abhiyan में कुछ गाइडलाइन बनाए हैं, यूजीसी का साइट में देख सकते हैं. एंड यू मे हैव a STP if you are having a big place and more water usage is there, you can make a sewage treatment plant also. You can make the physical facilities, Divyangjan friendly campus, code of conduct of the handbook and national identities, and also various activities you can look into it. 2 best practices may be given. Now, I just would like to share with you, राजेंद्र सिंह वालिया GN खालसा कॉलेज में प्रिंसिपल है, वो बोलेंगे सर हमारा पास 2 से 3 practice hai. Now NAC is asking only 2 practices. You decide which are the 2 is best, and that practices you can give it to the NAC and describe and explain the performance of the institution in one area of the distinctiveness. Now whatever the program, whether it is an extension activity or it may be teaching or it may be e-governance or it may be the syllabus. So you identify some of the things which will have vision and mission, and also the priority which you are looking about, that you have to highlight in the institutional distinctiveness, so that you will be able to get a maximum thing in that particular thing. Set of documents written in the graphical presentation, manual policies. Quality cannot be assured in a regulated process without the good documentation practices. As earlier speaker, the principal ji was telling that the 62% depends upon your qualitative metric. Then you have to look into that one. The quantitative metric, which the 62% are there, so wherein you have to give the documentary evidence. Qualitative metrics is only on a 37 or 38% is there, so you have to give the qualitative metric. So it will be assessed to the on-site. Now, 62% depends upon the documentation what you provide in the NAC portal. Optional metric is available for criteria 3, 4, 5, 6, and maximum is the 30 weightage is there. So maximum one can get 972. The uh, 30 weightage only can be opted out. This is how the screenshot of the software which is available, and you can look into the things, because the once you apply to the NAC only, this will be enabled in the computer. Now, अंत में मैं इतना बता सकता हूँ, लहरों से डरकर नौका पार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों को हार नहीं होती। असफलता एक चुनौती है, इसे स्वीकार करो, क्या कमी रह गई है देखो और सुधार करो। जब तक न सफल हो, नींद चैन को त्यागो तुम, संघर्ष का मैदान छोड़ मत भागो तुम। कुछ किए बिना जय जयकार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों को हार नहीं होती। कीप ऑन डूइंग द गुड थिंग्स एंड सक्सेस विल बी इन योर डोर स्टेप। मैं धन्यवाद देता हूं, और तीनों कॉलेज को मैं तहे दिल से धन्यवाद देता हूं, साधुवाद देता हूं और बधाई देता हूं। आपने आज अच्छा कार्यक्रम आयोजन किया है, एंड आई विश यू ऑल द सक्सेस इन योर प्रोग्राम। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir, to give us time from your busiest schedule. I believe that your presentation and your talk given to us, it has given a lot of clarity and new ways to think about the assessment and accreditation. Once again, my heartfelt thanks to you, sir. Thank you, sir. And
Thank you.
now for our next, thank you, sir. And now for our next session, we have Dr. Rajinder Singh, Principal of ST College, Ambala. Sir is with us for, he is going to talk about on the best practices in a college. Sir had joined as the 16th principal of the college on 1st May 2015. It is under his dynamic leadership that ST College Ambala was awarded A plus grade with a CGPA of 3.51 out of 4 in the third cycle of accreditation by the NAC. The college became the first institution in Haryana to achieve this feat. Sir is good and completed his PhD from Kurukshetra University, Kurukshetra. Sir has a great list of achievements and honor. It is not possible even for me to talk about all the achievements and honor, but I'll try my best. Sir has awarded Haryana Youth Red Cross Shield by His Excellency Governor of Haryana, Professor Kaptan Singh Solanki. Sir is also nominated by His Excellency Honorable Governor of Haryana as member of State Red Cross Subcommittee for a period of 3 years, from 2020 to 23. He is nominated by the University Grants Commission as nominee External Peer Review Committee, nominated by the University Grant Commission as member Advisory Committee of APG College of Fine Arts Jalandhar under the College with Potential for Excellence scheme, nominated by the University Grant Commission as member Inspection Committee of IGNOU Delhi, nominated by His Excellency Honorable Governor of Haryana as member Committee for Recommendation and Regulations and Guidelines on Qualifications for the appointment of teachers and other academic staff in universities and colleges, and to suggest measures for maintenance of standard in higher education as per UGC MHRD norms. He was also nominated as member common weightage pattern affiliating universities at UG levels by DGHE Haryana and as member centralized online admission in the colleges of the state. He is nominated by Directorate Journal Higher Education Haryana as member centralized online admission in all colleges of the state. Sir is nominated by Vice Chancellor KUT as member committee of the introduction of bachelor vocational courses launched by AICTE New Delhi for technical colleges institution. He is also member of committee of drafting the state higher education plan for Haryana on the theme opportunities for technology enabled learning. Sir is nominated by Vice Chancellor KUKS member Examination Reforms Committee. Sir is nominated by District Commissioner Ambala as Executive Member District Red Cross Ambala. Sir has also the brand ambassador of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. He is also the member of Port Kurukshetra University Kurukshetra. He is member of Cultural Council of Kurukshetra University Kurukshetra. He is also the member of Youth Red Cross Committee. Sir is also nominated by Vice Chancellor as member of team of Kurukshetra University Kurukshetra to present 7th peer review committee of UGC at Punjab University, Chandigarh. Sir has also edited a lot of 4 books. He has also presented a lot of papers in national and international seminars. Now, I request Dr. Rajinder Singh, Principal of SD College Ambala, sir. Sir, please come and give us your talk. Sir, you are cordially invited for your talk. Am I audible to you, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Eva ma'am,
Good
you are
afternoon.
audible.
Yes. Welcome, sir.
Let me share my screen.
Yes, yes, sure.
You have given me the right to share my screen.
Sure, sir, please share.
Yes, sir, you can share your screen. No issues.
Is it visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the management, principal, and the staff of Khalsa College and Khalsa Girls College, Yamunanagar. Friends, you have gone through a very lengthy session, a detailed presentation by Dr. Hegde, who is associated with the NAC since the beginning, and almost all the RF, all the SOPs, and other functions are basically being designed by, or you can say, is one of the members of that committee. They're very clear in their subject, and we are very lucky that he shared his views with us. My topic is healthy practice. Hello. Healthy practices are the best practices. Elevating high performance culture in higher education institutions. Quality and excellence should be the vision of every higher education institution. To acquire quality and excellence is the great challenge faced by almost all the higher education institutions. The best practices, the practices which add commendable values to an institution and its various stakeholders, are considered as reliable benchmark, or you can say the standards of quality. The best institutions are those which widely use them. आप ये भी कह सकते हैं, institutional excellence in higher education is the aggregate of the best practices followed in different area of institutional performance. Friends, NEC हमारे लिए पूछता है to write down 2 best practices. लेकिन मैं सोचता हूं हर एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशन को they should have a set of best practices. More the best practices, you can say you're moving towards excellence. This is very fundamental. This is very important for all of us to understand that best practices or the healthy practices leads to quality improvement. यदि हमारे पास 7 criteria हैं, 6 criteria you are talking about, 7th itself belong to the best practices. तो हर क्राइटेरिया से हमारे पास 1 या 2 बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस होनी चाहिए इंस्टीट्यूशन के पास. Charles Darwin has said, it is not the strongest of species that survives, nor the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is most adaptable to change. Friends, यदि आपने excellence की तरफ move करना है, तो you have to adopt the new things. You have to, the education institution have to adopt the best practices. It should be in your culture. The need of the hour is to build quality culture in higher education institutions. You have to identify and then adopt the best practices. Setting up benchmarks for best practices. ये possible है. It is difficult to set up benchmark for the best practices. लेकिन आप ये compare कर सकते हैं. X best practices is going in one college. आप उसको study करेंगे, you can understand कि हम कहाँ पर stand करते हैं. एक कॉलेज है जिसका नेक ग्रेड 3.75 है, से उनकी बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस पढ़ें, देखें. फिर यदि आप भी उसी बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस को यूज करते हैं या आपके इंस्टीट्यूशन की वो बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस है, तो आपकी बेंचमार्किंग ऑटोमेटिकली होनी शुरू हो जाएगी. सो यू हैव टू सेट अप द बेंचमार्क फॉर द बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस. यू हैव टू रिव्यू हेल्दी or best practices. Bring excellence in higher education. What is the basic meaning of the best practices? Any practice which augment value to any process or the function of the higher educational institution. Or you can also define any practice or practices that is developed internally by the institution in a phased manner to enhance the quality of regular functioning of the institution. It can be defined as the best quality. The best quality, or the best practices is evolved gradually by the institution. It is not being prescribed by any authority. NAC की तरफ से कोई best practices नहीं है कि ये best practices है. You have to evolve it yourself at the institutional level. Best practices may change over the period with change in technology, academic environment, curriculum, resources, etc. But if the application of the practices have facilitated the efficiency of the process, then it can be termed as best practice. Friends, हम बहुत सा काम करते हैं. आज हमने कोई इंस्टीट्यूशन के अंदर एक नई चीज की है. आपके इंस्टीट्यूशन के अंदर ई लर्निंग डेवलप करना शुरू किया है, आपने मूक्स डेवलप करने शुरू किए हैं. वी कैन नॉट कॉल इट अ बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस, क्योंकि इसको आज ही तो हमने शुरू किया है. बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस का इट कैन बी द इनोवेटिव प्रैक्टिस, इट कैन बी बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस. बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस काफी लंबे समय तक होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि हमने उसके आउटकम को एनालाइज करना है, हमने उसका इम्पैक्ट देखना है इंस्टीट्यूशन के ऊपर, और उसको एक क्वालिटी बेंचमार्क कंसिडर करना है. तो ये बहुत ही जरूरी है बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस के लिए कि वो पिछले 5-6 साल से चलनी चाहिए. बहुत से लोग ये कहते हैं कि AQAR के अंदर हम हर साल नई बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस देंगे. ऐसा नहीं है, हर साल नई बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस चेंज नहीं हो सकती. तो बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस आपको 5-6-7 साल से, हाँ आपने 3rd साइकिल में कोई और बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस लिखी है, 4th में अलग हो सकती है, 2nd में कुछ और हो सकती है, मे बी इन द डिफरेंट साइकिल. But institution can have more than 2 best practices. Institutional excellence in higher education is the aggregate of the best practices followed in different area of institutional performance. This is very important. जितनी आपकी बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस होगी, नेचुरली आपका बेंचमार्क उतना हाई होगा और उतनी आपकी एक्सीलेंस होगी. इंस्टीट्यूशनल एक्सीलेंस इज डिफाइंड फ्रॉम द बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस और उसके बेंचमार्क से. दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एंड NEC इज प्रमोटिंग इट. Using best practice adopted by other similar institution as benchmark. मान लीजिए SD कॉलेज अम्बाला कैंट की कोई एक बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस है, आपके इंस्टीट्यूशन में भी उसके ऊपर काम हो रहा है, अच्छा काम किया है, तो आपको लगता है कि SD कॉलेज की जो बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस है उसके अंदर बहुत सी अच्छी चीजें हैं, तो आप उस कॉलेज को या उस इंस्टीट्यूशन को एज ए बेंचमार्क मान सकते हैं और उस बेंचमार्क को आप ट्राई करेंगे अचीव करने की. सो जो एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशन अच्छे एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशन हैं, उनकी जो गुड प्रैक्टिसेस है, बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस है, उनके बेंचमार्क को अटेन करने की कोशिश कर सकते हैं. एंड देन NEC also define, we must try to understand this, 4I and D model for the application of best practice. इसको थोड़ा अंडरस्टैंड करने की कोशिश करना है आप सभी ने. This is a 5-stage strategy for the successful application of the best practices. First is the identification of the best practices. The identification कि आपकी बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस कौन सी हो सकती है आपके इंस्टीट्यूशन की, depends on many variables, depends on many things. For example, institutional goals, pedagogy required, global concern, local context, nature of learners, competency of the staff, infrastructure कैसा है आपके पास, facilities, and governance requirements. All these should be kept in mind while identifying the best practice. तो पहला स्टेप होता है to identify the best practices. The input factors, the process of factor and the output factors. कि आपकी कोई भी बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस होगी उसमें हमें क्या इनपुट देनी है, क्या प्रोसेसेस उसके अंदर यूज होंगी और फिर हमारे पास क्या आउटपुट निकलेगी उसकी. शुड बी टेकन इनटू अकाउंट in identifying the criteria of best practices. इसके साथ साथ the criteria of economy, efficiency and effectiveness may also be used in identifying the best practice. तो जो भी एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशन है, जब भी अपनी बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस को आइडेंटिफाई करेगा तो इन चीजों को ध्यान में रखेगा. सेकेंड इज, और वी कैन आल्सो, द बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस should be dynamic and revisited periodically. It should be dynamic. It cannot be static. Recognize diversity and cultural and historical context. ऐसा भी नहीं होना चाहिए कि it should lead to dominance of one specific view approach. Diversify होना जरूरी है. It should also promote quality of performance. Only then we can call it a best practice. Then second is how to implement the best practices. It is very important. We all are teachers, and majority of us are believe in debates, discussion, and consider the words as wisdom. On the other hand, as Aristotle says, action is virtue. Virtue is an activity, not a capacity. Therefore, some genuine limitations in application of the best practices, but most of them are imaginary. Because instead of finding the solution of the problem, sometimes we all find problem in every solution. That is the biggest problem as far as the implementation is concerned. So the implementation of the best practice includes the planning, the resource mobilization, capacity building, monitoring, and evaluation. The implementation approach focuses more on the performance than on the promises. This is very important. This is clear-cut explained by NEC. No promises. You have to perform. If you're performing, you can implement it in a much better way. And then institutionalization of best. This is very important. Institutionalization of best practices. It is a process of making the best practice an integral part of institutional working. Basically क्या होता है, जितनी बहुत सी प्रैक्टिसेस जो हम इंस्टीट्यूशन के अंदर करते हैं, they are individually managed. और क्या होता है, most of the time when that individual happen to be the leader or head of the institution, तो बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस चलती है. मान लीजिए आपका एनएसएस का प्रोग्राम ऑफिसर है, बहुत अच्छा है, इज वेरी गुड, बहुत अच्छी एक्टिविटी कराएगा, और जैसे 3 या 4 साल बाद वो एनएसएस प्रोग्राम ऑफिसर हट जाएगा, वो एक्टिविटी डाउन आ जाएगी नया पर्सन आने से. तो इसका मतलब जो लीडर है एक्ट एज ए इनोवेटर, तो वो चेंज लाता है इंस्टीट्यूशन के अंदर, वो मोबिलाइज करता है, इंश्योर करता है वाइड स्प्रेड सपोर्ट फॉर द कैंपस कम्युनिटी फॉर द बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस. लेकिन किसी कारणवश यदि वो इंडिविजुअल रिप्लेस हो जाता है, वो लीडर एनएसएस का प्रोग्राम ऑफिसर नहीं रहता है, कल्चर का इंचार्ज नहीं रहता है, या वो उसने एनवायरमेंट प्रैक्टिसेस या एग्जामिनेशन सिस्टम को देख रहा है, वो उसको रिप्लेस कर दिया जाता है किसी दूसरे से, देन व्हाट विल हैपन, वो बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस नहीं रहेगी. इन द सेंस उसके अंदर डिग्रेडेशन शुरू हो जाएगी. तो इट इज अ वेरी फंडामेंटल फॉर ऑल ऑफ अस that we should institutionalize the best practices. It should not be a leader-based practice. The institutions should adopt it. It should institutionalize. And then next is internalization of the best practices. This is the second, that's a fourth step, you can say. It's also very important. इसका मतलब है कि मेकिंग things as a part of one's nature. Best practices mean internalization of the best practices mean making excellence an integral part of everyone habit and nature. आपके कॉलेज के अंदर यदि 100 टीचर्स हैं तो every teacher should work for excellence. It should be their habit. It should be their nature. Internalize करना है उसे, उस बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस को। एग्जाम्पल के तौर पे मान लीजिए आपके 5 टीचर्स बहुत अच्छे टीचिंग मेथोडोलॉजी यूज कर गए हैं, कोई यूज कर रहे हैं। अब 5 से हमने उसको वी वांट टू मेक इट टीचिंग मेथोडोलॉजी एज ए बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस ऑफ इंस्टीट्यूशन। तो क्या करना है, उन 5 से वो हमें 50 पे या 100 पे लेके जाना है, ताकि हर टीचर उसी तरह से एक्ट करे। सो इंटरनलाइजेशन ऑफ द बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस इज मैंडेटरी। तभी वो बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस होगी, तभी वो इंस्टीट्यूशनलाइज होगी, क्योंकि सारे लोग उसको करते हैं। जब सारे लोग उसको करेंगे तो दैट इंस्टीट्यूशनलाइज। ओके, 4 से देना। So the excellence, once you internalize the best practices in the institution, आपने सभी टीचर्स को उनकी हैबिट बना दिया है, आप ये कहेंगे उनका नेचर बन गया है, वो एक्सेलेंटली काम करते हैं। जब भी वो काम करेंगे then it is not a act but it has become a habit. Excellence becomes your habit. This is very important. So the quality in many aspects is an attitude of mind. There is a strong feeling among many that the quality education is a source specific. किसी का पैसा है तो उसका क्वालिटी हो जाती है, ऐसा कहते हैं। मोस्ट ऑफ द लोगों के अंदर ये फीलिंग है। क्वालिटी एजुकेशन is countered many times by resource specific arguments, maybe partially valid, but the experience shows that attitude play a very crucial role in quality assurance. It is the attitude. So it is the attitude of the staff, of the teaching, of the non-teaching staff of the institution, which play a very important role in setting the new benchmarks in almost every best practices which the institution is having, and hence the quality of the institution. And the last, which the NEC is expecting from all of us, to dissemination of the best practices. मैं अपने कॉलेज में जो बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस इस्तेमाल कर रहा हूं वो मैं दूसरों के साथ शेयर करूं, उसकी प्रॉब्लम्स, उसके बेनिफिट्स, कैसे मैंने उसे इंप्लीमेंट किया, कैसे उसको वो कॉलेज इंप्लीमेंट कर सकता है। सो द बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस of the good institutions, they must come forward to disseminate it to the other institutions. This is very important. इसे कॉपी करने की जरूरत नहीं होती. There no need to copy the best practices. क्योंकि हर इंस्टीट्यूशंस की सिस्टम डिफरेंट है. तो जब आप बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस इंप्लीमेंट करेंगे तो नेचुरली हर पैरामीटर अलग होगा. आपने उसे इंस्टीट्यूशंस के पैटर्न पे डिसाइड करना है कि इसके अंदर हम क्या क्या नई नई इनोवेशन कर सकते हैं. लेकिन हाँ, आप दूसरों से सीख सकते हैं. और वही चीज ये बता रहे हैं, डिसेमिनेशन ऑफ बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो वी मस्ट लर्न एंड बेनिफिट फ्रॉम ईच अदर एक्सपीरियंस इवन विद इन द इंस्टीट्यूशन. एक इंस्टीट्यूशन के अंदर भी, जैसे हमारा मान लीजिए कॉलेज है, so at times there is a communication gap which will affect the expected outcome of the practice. कोई भी practice हम best practice institution के अंदर यूज कर रहे हैं, तो यदि कम्युनिकेशन गैप है उसके अंदर, तब भी वो प्रॉब्लम आती है। तो जो बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस है, वी मस्ट शेयर विद ईच अदर्स, दैट्स इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। व्हाट आर द पोटेंशियल एरिया ऑफ बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस? वैसे तो कहने के लिए तो जितने भी क्राइटेरियाज हैं उसके अंदर कोई भी चीज आप पिकअप कर सकते हैं, यू कैन मेक इट एज अ बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस ऑफ द इंस्टीट्यूशंस। बट स्टिल मैंने कुछ दिए हैं, नेक की वेबसाइट के ऊपर भी बहुत ज्यादा डिटेल में है सारा कुछ बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस का। इंस्टीट्यूशन इज ऑफरिंग एन मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी नीड बेस्ड सोशली रेलेवेंट प्रोग्राम। हमारे लिए तो नहीं है, ज्यादा करके ऑटोनोमस कॉलेजेस के लिए वैलिड है, क्योंकि वो अपने प्रोग्राम्स चेंज कर सकते हैं बड़ी इजीली। हम लोगों के लिए थोड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम्स होती है, लेकिन यदि फिर भी आपके इंस्टीट्यूशन के अंदर जो आपके प्रोग्राम्स हैं वो मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी हैं, नीड बेस्ड हैं, सोशली रेलेवेंट प्रोग्राम्स हैं, आपने चला रखे हैं अपने इंस्टीट्यूशन के अंदर, देन यू कैन से दिस इज योर बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस। आप बहुत से सर्टिफिकेट कोर्स रन कर रहे हैं which cater to the culture, aesthetic, rural needs and to educate exceptional students के लिए, और variety of courses आप certificate courses कॉलेज के अंदर। मान लीजिए if you say we are running 50 certificate courses in the campus, they are being run by different departments, that can be your best practices, और काफी देर से कर रहे हैं, this is very important। उसका impact शो करना आपने, ये नहीं है कि मैंने आज या पिछले 2 सालों में 10 सर्टिफिकेट कोर्सेज इंट्रोड्यूस किए और फिर मैं उसे कह दूं दिस इज बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस। नो, इट इज नॉट बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस। मैं दोबारा फिर से बात इसको क्लियर करना चाहता हूँ। बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस का मतलब ये 4-5 साल से यूज होनी चाहिए और उसके रिजल्ट दिखाने हैं आपने, आउटकम क्या है। डेवलपिंग ऑफ ई कंटेंट मूक्स, लेटेस्ट पेडागोगिस, इन्वॉल्वमेंट ऑफ ऑल स्टेक होल्डर इन अपग्रेडिंग द करिकुलम, दिस कैन बी योर बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस। इसमें से किसी को भी आप अडॉप्ट कर सकते हैं। Delivery of teaching learning program, recruitment of qualified and adequate faculty, innovative approach to teaching learning, transparency and innovation in student assessment and evaluation process, continue academic progress and professional development program of teaching staff. This is also very important. Professional development program of teaching staff, यदि आपका इंस्टीट्यूशन अपने टीचर्स के ऊपर पिछले 10 साल से काम कर रहा है, उनके रिफ्रेशर कोर्स, ओरिएंटेशन कोर्सेज के लिए उनको भेजता है, उनके सेमिनार, कॉन्फ्रेंसेस, ऑल दीज थिंग्स, उनकी प्रोफेशनल डेवलपमेंट के ऊपर एग्रेसिवली काम कर रहा है, इन दैट केस दैट कैन बी कंसिडर एज योर बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस। लेकिन आपको डाटा देना होगा कि पिछले 5 साल के अंदर हम कर क्या रहे हैं अपने टीचर्स की प्रोफेशनल डेवलपमेंट के लिए। Then the promotion of research culture, institution carries extensive activity for the benefit of the community। कोई community services आप करते हैं, आपके कॉलेज ने 25 विलेजेस को अडॉप्ट कर लिया है और उसके ऊपर पिछले 5-7 साल से काम कर रहे हैं, उसके ऊपर रिजल्ट्स हैं, आप उसको पूरा एक्सप्लेन करेंगे, then that can be your best practice also। Development of infrastructure with the increase in the strength and academic program। यदि आपका इंस्टीट्यूशन के अंदर आपने पिछले 5 साल के अंदर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के अंदर डेवलप किया है, उसके ऊपर भी आप बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस लिख सकते हैं। इफेक्टिव मैकेनिज्म फॉर मेंटेनेंस एंड ऑप्टिमल यूज इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, ये भी आपकी बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस हो सकती है, बट उसके लिए आपको पूरे प्रूफ देने पड़ेंगे कितना खर्चा किया है पिछले 5 या 7 साल के अंदर और क्या प्लानिंग के साथ आपने ये सब कुछ किया है। देन द लाइब्रेरी कैन बी वन ऑफ द बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस ऑफ द इंस्टीट्यूशन। देन ट्रांसपेरेंट, रोबस्ट एंड वेल कम्युनिकेटेड एडमिशन प्रोसीजर, हमारे यहाँ पर तो खैर चलो जो है वो हो सकता है, दैट कैन बी पॉसिबल, लेकिन ऑटोनोमस इंस्टीट्यूशन के अंदर ज्यादा हो सकता है ये चीज। देन ऑटोमेशन ऑफ एकेडमिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव प्रोसेसेस को फुल्ली ऑटोमेशन कर रखा है, दैट कैन आल्सो बी योर बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस। कितने साल से कर रहे हैं, हर साल उसके अंदर क्या क्या चेंजेस कर रहे हैं, क्या क्या बेनिफिट्स उसके स्टूडेंट्स को। स्पेशियस, वेल वेंटिलेटेड, वेल lit classroom equipped with the latest ICT tools। Green and environmental friendly campus, mentoring of the students, alumni involvement and development of the students, e-governance, participatory management, all these can be taken as the best practices। इसके अलावा भी आप बहुत सी बेस्ट शेक क्राइटेरिया के अंदर आप कुछ भी कर रहे हैं, एक्सक्लूसिवली डिफरेंटली आपको बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस के अंदर इंक्लूड। हम अपने कॉलेज के अंदर क्या कर रहे हैं, मैं आपको थोड़ा आइडिया देता हूँ। हमने पूरे कॉलेज के अंदर काफी सारी बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस शुरू कर रखी है और उसके ऊपर पूरी रिपोर्ट राइटिंग भी करते हैं। फिर बहुत ही जरूरी है, क्योंकि उसके बिना तो बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस कैसे मानी जाएगी जब आप उसको, क्योंकि यू हैव टू डिटरमाइन द बेंचमार्क फॉर एवरी बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस, दैट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। स्किल डेवलपमेंट, आपने पिछले 5 या 7 साल के अंदर क्या क्या स्किल डेवलपमेंट पे किया है बच्चों के लिए, दैट कैन बी योर बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस, लेकिन उसका डाटा देना होगा आपको। फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंट टू मेरिटोरियस एंड इकोनॉमिकली वीकर स्टूडेंट्स, ये हमारी दूसरी बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस है। थर्ड इज द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ कॉलेज इंफॉर्मेशन मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम, CIMS। फोर्थ इज डेवलपमेंट ऑफ सोशल प्रोग्रेस इंडेक्स ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स। ये दोनों जो थर्ड एंड फोर्थ है, यू कैन रीड इट। ये हमारी थर्ड साइकिल के अंदर हमारी दोनों बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस हमने जो मेंशन की थी नेक में, दैट वाज द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ कॉलेज इंफॉर्मेशन मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम एंड अंदर वाज डेवलपमेंट ऑफ सोशल प्रोग्रेस इंडेक्स, SPI ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स। प्रोफेशनल डेवलपमेंट ऑफ टीचिंग स्टाफ, ये दिस इज आल्सो वन ऑफ आवर बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस। हम अपने टीचर्स की बहुत ज्यादा एग्रेसिवली ट्रेनिंग कराते हैं in almost every field. We are working on it because it pays. This is my personal experience. The professional development of teaching staff will pay you as far as the quality is concerned. It play a very important, significant role, you can say. तो वो सारे टीचर्स की नेचर्स के अंदर आ जाता है क्वालिटी बेंचमार्क्स। मॉनिटरिंग द स्टूडेंट्स, जिसे हम ट्यूटर्स कहते हैं, पहले अब उसको मॉनिटरिंग वर्ड यूज कर रहे हैं, हमारी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट भी उसको यही कह रही है, पहले हम ट्यूटर सिस्टम यूज करते थे। मेंटेनेंस एंड ऑप्टिमल यूज ऑफ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, दीज आर आल्सो आवर कॉलेज बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस। इको फ्रेंडली एंड सस्टेनेबल कैंपस, दिस इज आल्सो आवर बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस। In this best practice, this year we got the first prize in energy conservation from the state of Haryana and got a prize of 2 lakh rupees for it. Library as a resource center is also one of our best practice. हम उनके ऊपर काम करते हैं। मैंने बताया आप अपने इंस्टीट्यूशन के अंदर जितनी ज्यादा बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस होगी उतना ही अच्छा आपका बेंचमार्क या इंस्टीट्यूशनल बेंचमार्क होगा, उतनी ही अच्छी आपकी ग्रेडिंग होगी, क्योंकि आप इट मीन्स यू आर वर्किंग ऑन ऑलमोस्ट एवरी फील्ड ऑफ द इंस्टीट्यूशन। आप हर फील्ड के अंदर एक नया बेंचमार्क, किसी बेंचमार्क को अटेन करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। फॉर एग्जांपल लाइब्रेरी एज ए रिसोर्स सेंटर, हमने पिछले 5 साल के अंदर वी हैव स्पेंड मोर देन 2 crore rupees ऑन द लाइब्रेरी, whether it is infrastructure development or it is the library or it is the book section, book bank section, all these things. We have spent more than 2 crore rupees on the library in the last 5 years and we are trying to make it as one of the best practice. हमने बना दिया है इसको और हम इसके ऊपर और भी हाई बेंचमार्क्स, जो भी बेंचमार्क्स, न्यू बेंचमार्क्स हम सोचते हैं उसके अंदर ट्राई कर रहे हैं टू अटेन दैट। टोटल हमारी लाइब्रेरी जो है ये कोहा सॉफ्टवेयर यूज करती है एंड इट इज ऑन द क्लाउड, सो बच्चा घर से एसेस कर सकता है। देयर आर सो मेनी थिंग्स व्हिच वी कैन ऐड, इसके अंदर बहुत सारी चीजें हो सकती है। देन सोशल आउटरीच एंड एक्सटेंशन एक्टिविटीज, सो ये हमने 10 मेंशन की है आपको यहाँ पर बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस एट सनातन धर्म कॉलेज अम्बाला कैंट। आई वुड लाइक टू डिस्कस इन डिटेल एक बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस हमारे कॉलेज की जो काफी सालों से चल रही है, लेकिन उसके ऊपर एक स्पेशल एम्फेसिस हमने पिछले 5-6 साल से दिया है और मेरे लिए ये बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है बिकॉज इट डील्स विद द पुअरेस्ट ऑफ द पुअर स्टूडेंट ऑफ आवर इंस्टीट्यूशंस, सो दैट इज अ फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस सर्विस। Its objective is to help students. We have to write the best practice like this. जैसे हमने इसमें लिखा, पहले हमें उसका ऑब्जेक्टिव लिखने पड़ते हैं। To help the students to pursue or continue their higher education who have financially difficulty, जिन बच्चों को है, या to reduce the dropout rate due to the financial problem। यदि बच्चा पढ़ाई नहीं कर पाता है फाइनेंशियल कारण से, तो उसके लिए हम फाइनेंशियल हेल्प कैसे कर सकते हैं। Contest because education is a fundamental right of every child. Any young aspirant should not be deprived of higher education due to weak financial conditions. Moreover, many students who get the chance to enroll in higher education discontinue their studies due to inability to pay the course fee. So there is a need to help poor and underprivileged youth with financial aid. What practice we are doing? कॉलेज के अंदर बहुत सी स्कीम्स, प्रॉब्लम क्या है, देयर आर मेनी स्कीम्स which are run by the central government, state government, private organization. What is the biggest problem, the biggest challenge in our institution is, हमें एक बहुत डेडिकेटेड टीम चाहिए, एक ऐसी डेडिकेटेड टीम जो एक्सक्लूसिवली स्कॉलरशिप या बच्चों की फाइनेंशियल नीड को देखे. सो व्हाट आई डिड, मैं आपसे शेयर कर रहा हूं कि हमने 4-5 लोगों की एक कोर टीम डेवलप की है. 4-5 सीनियर लोग, those who are very sensitive towards the need of the poor. This was very important, क्योंकि जब तक मैं सेंसिटिव नहीं हूं, मुझे परवाह नहीं है गरीब बच्चा है उसके, तब तक मैं सोचूंगा नहीं और फिर मैं वो काम नहीं कर पाऊंगा उतनी अच्छी तरह से. सो व्हाट वी हैव डन इज, हमने 4-5 सीनियर टीचर को इसके अंदर इन्वॉल्व किया. उनका काम सिर्फ बच्चों का इंटरव्यू लेना है और उनको देखना है कि पूरे यदि हमारे कॉलेज के अंदर 300 या 400 बच्चा है या 500 बच्चा है, उन पूरे 500 बच्चों का एक प्रोफाइल तैयार करना है जिसके अंदर उनका पूरी फैमिली बैकग्राउंड, एवरीथिंग इज टू बी रिटन इट, कि वो कितने ब्रदर है, कितने सिस्टर्स हैं, कौन क्या क्या कर रहा है, क्या सोर्स ऑफ इनकम है उनका, वो टोटल डिटेल, उनके मार्क्स क्या हैं, वो सारी चीजें उसके अंदर हम डिजाइन करते हैं. फिर उनकी ग्रेडिंग करते हैं ABCDE, मतलब जो A ग्रेड है जिसको सबसे ज्यादा नीडी है उसको सबसे ज्यादा स्कॉलरशिप हम 5,000 दे सकते हैं, 3,000 जो भी हमने देने हैं. फिर देन वी हैव ए सेकंड टीम जिनका काम है कॉलेज के अंदर जितनी भी स्कीम्स हैं उन सारी स्कीम्स के छोटे छोटे वीडियोस डेवलप करना, प्रेजेंटेशन डेवलप करना, क्योंकि अब काफी सारी स्कीम्स ऑनलाइन होती है. तो हमें वो उसका एक वीडियो 5 मिनट का वीडियो बना दी, ये स्कीम है, ताकि बच्चे उसको आराम से समझ सकें. उसकी एक प्रेजेंटेशन बना दी ताकि बच्चे उसको देख के समझ सकें भी हाँ ये क्या स्कीम है, क्या मैं इसमें एलिजिबल हूँ, क्या मैं इसमें अप्लाई कर सकता हूँ. ये चीजें हम अपने मूडल के ऊपर डालते हैं, हम अपनी वेबसाइट के ऊपर डालते हैं. उसके बावजूद हम इसको नोटिस बोर्ड के थ्रू भी बच्चों को इन्फॉर्म करने की कोशिश करते हैं. वैसे भी आजकल तो बहुत से कम्युनिकेशन के तरीके हैं और पिछले 2 साल से हमने नया तरीका ढूंढा है. हमने पूरी फैकल्टी को सेंसिटाइज कर दिया है. हमने हर टीचर को कहा भाई आपकी क्लास के अंदर जो भी नीडी बच्चा है ना उनसे ये फॉर्मूले बनाने हैं. एंड लेट मी टेल यू वन थिंग, अब हमारे सारे टीचर इसको बहुत एक्टिवली लेते हैं और they all have started contributing towards the financial aid also. That is very significant. This is the significant change I observed in the last 2-3 years. तो हमारे पास स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की कौन सी स्कीमें हैं, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की कौन सी स्कीमें हैं, प्राइवेट स्कॉलरशिप कौन कौन से हैं, वो सारी ही हम फी कंसेशन तो हम करते हैं, वो कमेटी सारी देखती हैं जितने भी है. फिर हमने एक अर्न वैल्यू लोन भी इसमें डेवलप किया था. सो ये सारे के सारे बहुत सी चीजों को हम काउंट करते हैं. एक हमने फादरलेस या पेरेंट्सलेस गर्ल्स या बॉयज या फादरलेस गर्ल्स, इनके ऊपर भी काफी ज्यादा कंसंट्रेट करते हैं. इन बच्चों का भी पूरा डाटा हम निकालते हैं, क्योंकि जो फादरलेस गर्ल्स हैं वो हम फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी पे रखते हैं उनकी हेल्प करने के लिए. ये हमारा मेथड है कि हम किस तरह से फी कंसेशन देते हैं, किस तरह से वो लोग जो है हमारी टीम है एक्ट करती है. Sorry. So we have a dedicated scholarship cell. जैसे अभी हमने बताया गवर्नमेंट स्कॉलरशिप हमारे पास 16 स्कीम्स हैं जो हम अभी तक कर रहे हैं. प्राइवेट स्कॉलरशिप में अप्रोक्सीमेटली 150 के करीब हमारे पास स्पॉन्सर हैं. और सेल का काम जो है, जो 5-6 लोग हैं सारी फैकल्टीज के साथ मिलकर, उनका काम है कि बच्चों को अवेयर करना कौन कौन सी स्कीम्स हैं और कैसे अप्लाई करना है. मैंने आपको तरीका बताया है. इस साल पिछले साल से हम छोटे वीडियोस बनाते हैं, उसको क्लियर करते हैं. ऑनलाइन भी कैसे भरना बच्चों ने वो भी उनको बताया जाता है, हाउ टू फिल ऑल दिस एग्जामिनेशन फॉर्म, सॉरी दीज स्कॉलरशिप फॉर्म्स. स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की बहुत सी स्कीम्स हैं, SC ST के लिए हैं, ठीक है, पोस्ट स्कॉलरशिप है. ये मोस्ट ऑफ द इंस्टीट्यूशन नो अबाउट दिस स्कीम्स, लेकिन इसको डॉक्यूमेंटेड करके इनकी पूरी प्रॉपर प्रेजेंटेशन बना के हम बच्चों को देते हैं. These are the scheme by the state government. देन द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट सिंगल चाइल्ड स्कीम, ये सारी स्कीम्स का हम एक हर स्कीम की इंडिपेंडेंट प्रेजेंटेशन और वीडियो बना के बच्चों को प्रोवाइड करते हैं, ताकि जो भी बच्चा उसमें, कुछ यूनिवर्सिटी की स्कीम्स हैं। देन वी हैव ए बुक बैंक फैसिलिटी आल्सो इन द इंस्टीट्यूशन। द स्कॉलरशिप सेल अरेंज फॉर प्राइवेट स्कॉलरशिप, ये भी हम बहुत कोशिश करते हैं कि मैक्सिमम प्राइवेट, ये आप देखेंगे इसके अंदर हमने स्कॉलरशिप फाइनेंशियल सपोर्ट 19-20 के अंदर हमने, इसमें पूरा डाटा तो नहीं है क्योंकि बहुत सी गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स के अभी तक पैसे ही नहीं आए काफी सारे बच्चों के, लेकिन इफ यू ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड इट, हमारे एलुमनाई भी इसमें कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हैं। इफ यू ट्राई टू सी वर्मा जी ट्रस्ट, they are giving 3,000 rupees per child. They are different trust. गर्ल चाइल्ड, जो फादरलेस लड़कियां हैं उनको, हर लड़की को, फादरलेस लड़की को दे आर पेइंग 3,000 रुपीज। तो देयर आर 59 गर्ल चाइल्ड 19-20 में हमारे पास, दे पे 1,77,000 रुपीज। उनके लिए और कोई कंडीशन नहीं है, फाइनेंस इज नॉट द कंडीशन। यदि बच्चा फादरलेस है तो वो हमारे को देते हैं। देन HDFC एजुकेशनल, ये भी हमारे पास 14 बच्चों को इन्होंने स्कॉलरशिप दिया था, वेरिंग बिटवीन 10,000 to 25,000, और 2,20,000 का स्कॉलरशिप था। फिर श्रीराम ट्रांसपोर्ट का फाइनेंस कंपनी है बॉम्बे की, उन्होंने भी हर बच्चे को 30,000 रुपीज पर चाइल्ड, 12 बच्चों को उन्होंने स्कॉलरशिप दिया। देन वी हैव अर्चना गुप्ता मेमोरियल स्कॉलरशिप, इन्होंने 53 बच्चों को 2,38,000 का स्कॉलरशिप दिया। तो ये बड़े बड़े ट्रस्ट से हम कांटेक्ट कर रहे हैं, हमारे टीचर्स दे आर ट्राइंग टू कांटेक्ट विद दीज ट्रस्ट। उनकी डिफरेंट फॉर्मेलिटीज हैं, वो हमने सारी ऑनलाइन ले ली है। अब हम सारा चीज़ों को ऑनलाइन करते हैं। हाँ, यहाँ पर मैं आपसे शेयर करना चाहता हूँ एक दो चीज़ें, कि मेजोरिटी ऑफ द केसेस में वो पेमेंट कॉलेज प्रिंसिपल के नाम करते हैं, क्योंकि हमने ये सारा डाटा नेक को भी शो करना है बाद में। यदि वो डायरेक्टली बच्चे के अकाउंट में ट्रांसफर करेंगे तो थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो जाता है टू जस्टिफाई इट, टू वैलिडेट इट। बट लेकिन हमने जब उनको कन्विंस किया, देन दे स्टार्ट सेंडिंग इट एट द इन द नेम ऑफ प्रिंसिपल SD कॉलेज अम्बाला कैंट। ये सारे के सारे आप देखेंगे कोविड-19 सपोर्ट प्रोग्राम फॉर डेली वेजर, जिन बच्चों के पेरेंट्स डेली वेजर थे, उन बच्चों को भी 2-2 हज़ार रुपये स्कॉलरशिप दिया उन्होंने, कि वो घर का खर्चा या कुछ थोड़ा बहुत काम चला ले। बहुत से ऐसे ट्रस्ट हैं ऑनलाइन, या यदि आपकी टीम अच्छी है, एक्टिव है, मैं आपको बता सकता हूँ, दे कैन प्ले वंडर्स। तो ये अप्रोक्सीमेटली हमने मैक्सिमम लोगों को, मैक्सिमम बच्चों को कोशिश की कि इसके अंदर कवर करें। एक और स्कीम है अर्न व्हाइल यू लर्न, हालांकि ये स्कीम DGHE ने स्टार्ट कर रखी है, हमने इसको थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट मॉडल दिया था अर्न व्हाइल यू लर्न स्कीम के अंदर। इसके अंदर हमने छोटे छोटे टास्क बच्चों को देते हैं, लेबोरेटरी के अंदर, लाइब्रेरी के अंदर, डाटा सेंटर, असिस्टेंस इन द ऑफिस। ये जो प्रोजेक्ट है, ये इट वाज स्टार्टेड बाय आवर एलुमनाई। उनका कहना था कि नहीं सर, आप बच्चों को फ्री स्कॉलरशिप मत दें, आप इनको थोड़ा सा काम कराएं, हम आपके लिए स्कॉलरशिप देते हैं। और तो वो बच्चे हमारे लैब्स के अंदर काम करते हैं, लाइब्रेरी में करते हैं, डाटा सेंटर्स में करते हैं। और पिछले 2 सालों से हम उन बच्चों को इन्वायरमेंटल प्रोजेक्ट्स के अंदर भी यूज कर रहे हैं। वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट में हमारा जो भी वर्मी कंपोस्ट के सारे प्रोजेक्ट है, ये हमारे बच्चे ही देख रहे हैं। वाटर कंजर्वेशन में और एनर्जी कंजर्वेशन में भी अब हमने वो बच्चों को, अर्न व्हाइल यू लर्न के बच्चों को लगाया। पूरे कॉलेज के अंदर स्विचेस हैं जितने भी है, वहां पर उन्होंने साइनेज लगाना है। वो जितने भी प्रोग्राम कॉलेज के अंदर करने हैं, हर क्लास के अंदर 2-2 1-1 बच्चे जाते हैं, वो बताते हैं बच्चों को कि एनर्जी कंजर्वेशन के लिए हमें क्या करना चाहिए, वाटर कंजर्वेशन के लिए टैप्स को बंद करना है या स्विच को ऑफ करना है, पंखा बंद करना है। ये सेंसिटाइजेशन प्रोग्राम वो बच्चे ही करते हैं। सो वी मेक ए टीम ऑफ 17 स्टूडेंट्स, 17 बच्चों को पिछले लास्ट ईयर हमने शायद इसके अंदर दिया था अर्न व्हाइल यू लर्न के अंदर। और दिस प्रोजेक्ट वाज बीइंग स्टार्टेड बाय एलुमनाई। और कुछ हमारे पास लास्ट ईयर वी आल्सो क्रिएटेड ए रेवेन्यू ऑफ अप्रोक्सीमेटली 90,000 बाय सेलिंग द वर्मी कंपोस्ट। ये बच्चों का ही प्रोजेक्ट था सारा, बहुत अच्छा प्रोजेक्ट है, और बच्चों ने उसमें 90,000 रेवेन्यू भी जनरेट किया है। और फिर काफी स्टाफ भी इसके अंदर कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहा है। गुड नंबर ऑफ टीचर्स आर कंट्रीब्यूटिंग इन अर्न व्हाइल यू लर्न स्कीम। सो दिस स्कीम इज ए स्पेशल स्कीम जो हमने पिछले चल तो काफी सालों से रही थी। पहले तो कॉलेज के एंड पे ही पैसे दिए जाते थे, लेकिन अब ये टेक ओवर कर लिया है एलुमनाई। और कुछ हमने जो प्रोजेक्ट लोकल वर्मी कंपोस्ट का चलाया था उसके थ्रू और स्टाफ कंट्रीब्यूशन के थ्रू हमारे वी आल्सो हैव ए बुक बैंक फैसिलिटी इन द कॉलेज। ये हमारी बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग फैसिलिटी है फ्रेंड्स। मैंने अप्रोक्सीमेटली मोर देन 700 स्टूडेंट्स को हम बुक बैंक फैसिलिटी देते हैं इन द रेंज ऑफ 5 to 10 बुक्स पर स्टूडेंट्स। ये ऑलमोस्ट अब कोविड के टाइम में तो हमने इसको और भी बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ा दिया है, लेकिन पहले भी हमारी हम एवरी ईयर वी आर स्पेंडिंग 7 to 8 लाख रुपीज फॉर द परचेज ऑफ बुक्स फॉर द बुक बैंक। और हम इसको डिपार्टमेंटल लेवल पे भी लेके गए हैं। कॉमर्स डिपार्टमेंट का अलग बुक बैंक है, फिजिक्स डिपार्टमेंट का अलग बुक बैंक है, इसी तरह से कंप्यूटर डिपार्टमेंट जो बड़े डिपार्टमेंट्स हैं उनके बुक बैंक को हमने अलग से डिज़ाइन कर दिए हैं, क्योंकि वहाँ पर जैसे कंप्यूटर्स के बच्चे हैं उनको काफ़ी बुक्स की ज़रूरत होती है, कॉमर्स के बच्चों को भी काफ़ी बुक्स की ज़रूरत है, एमकॉम वगैरह के, तो हम ये सारी बुक्स सब बुक बैंक से देते हैं। ये भी हमारे कुछ बेसिक क्राइटेरिया भी हमने डिज़ाइन कर रखे हैं कि किस किस बच्चे को क्या क्या फैसिलिटी दी जाएगी, बट हम इसको रिलैक्स भी करते हैं। एंड दिस इज़ वन ऑफ द बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस इन आवर इंस्टीट्यूशंस। मैं इसलिए ये शेयर करना चाहता था कि पिछले 5 साल से जब हमने इसको बहुत एग्रेसिवली यूज़ किया है या बहुत ज़्यादा कॉलेज के अंदर इस रिसोर्स मोबिलाइजेशन के ऊपर काम किया है, तो मैंने पाया है कि मेरे सारे टीचर इसके ऊपर बहुत ही सिंसियरली काम करते हैं एंड दे आर मोर वरीड अबाउट इट ऑल्सो कि सर ये बच्चे गरीब हैं, ये बच्चा इतना पुअर है, इसको हम ऐसे हेल्प कर सकते हैं, ऐसे हेल्प कर सकते हैं। एंड दे जनरेटेड द रेवेन्यू फॉर देम आल्सो। तो यदि आप 70-80 लाख रुपया साल का जनरेट करते हैं, उससे दोनों चीजें मैं आपसे शेयर कर रहा हूँ, दोनों चीजों का फायदा होता है। इंस्टीट्यूशन के ऊपर बर्डन नहीं पड़ता, मेरे पे बहुत ज्यादा बर्डन नहीं पड़ता, क्योंकि नहीं तो मेरे को फी कंसेशन देना पड़ेगा उतने ज्यादा बच्चों को। तो यदि बाहर की सोसाइटीज, बाहर के लोग उसको हेल्प कर रहे हैं, तो यदि उन्होंने 40 लाख रुपया मेरे बच्चों को स्कॉलरशिप दिया है, तो नेचुरली वो 40 लाख रुपया इन टर्न कहाँ आ रहा है, वो कॉलेज को फीसिस के अंदर एडजस्ट हो रहा है, फीसिस में आ रहा है। तो यदि हम उस वे में भी देखते हैं तो भी अच्छा एस्पेक्ट है, क्योंकि पहले तो हम कॉलेज इंस्टीट्यूशन लेवल पे 15-20 लाख से ऊपर स्कॉलरशिप नहीं दे पा रहे थे, लेकिन अब हमने इसको 50-60 लाख तक ले गए हैं बाई यूजिंग डिफरेंट मीन्स कि हम किस तरह से इन बच्चों को हेल्प कर सकते हैं। तो बहुत सी ऐसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हमारे साथ जुड़ी है जो डिफरेंट सेगमेंट को हेल्प करती है। तो दिस इज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस। आई कैनॉट डिस्कस अदर प्रैक्टिसेस विद यू। तो इससे जरूर बहुत सारी चीज़ों पे फर्क पड़ा है। डेफिनेटली ड्रॉप आउट रेट कम हुआ है, स्टूडेंट स्ट्रेंथ इंक्रीज होती है, ये सारी चीज़ें यू कैन राइट मैनी अदर थिंग्स एज फार एज द एविडेंस ऑफ सक्सेस इज कंसर्न्ड। प्रॉब्लम तो मालूम है, एवरीबॉडी नो इट, अरेंजिंग प्राइवेट स्कॉलरशिप में दिक्कत तो होती है, आपको सारा साल काम करना पड़ता है, पूरा डाटा बैंक डेवलप करना पड़ता है आपको उन चीज़ों का। तो अब तो गवर्नमेंट स्कॉलरशिप अप्लाई करने में बड़ी दिक्कतें आ रही है, स्कॉलरशिप ही नहीं आ रहे हैं, तो बच्चों को और भी ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम आती है, कॉलेज को फाइनेंस रिकवर करने में ही एक बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम आती जा रही है। हाँ, एक चीज़ मैं आपसे शेयर करना चाहता हूँ विच आई फील इज एक्सट्रीमली इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर ऑल द एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशन सिचुएटेड इन द स्टेट ऑफ हरियाणा। मोस्ट ऑफ अस आर 40 to 50 ईयर ओल्ड, 40-50 साल तो सारे कॉलेज को हो गए हैं, लेकिन किसी भी इंस्टीट्यूशन ने एक ऐसे एंडाउनमेंट फंड को क्रिएट नहीं किया है विच शुड बी स्पेसिफिकली वी शुड कैटर टू द नीडी स्टूडेंट्स, गरीब बच्चों को जो कैटर करे। ऐसा कोई फंड नहीं डिजाइन किया है, एंडाउनमेंट फंड नहीं है, जबकि वी आल्सो टॉक अबाउट आवर इंस्टीट्यूशन, इट इज 100 more than 100 year old institution, but we don't have a corpus fund for that. We are working on it. हमने कोई 35 लाख रुपए पिछले 4-5 साल के अंदर इस एक एंडाउनमेंट फंड क्रिएट किया है। एवरी ईयर वी ऐड 4-5 लाख रुपीस हम लोगों से इकट्ठा करते हैं और उस एंडाउनमेंट फंड में डालते हैं, उसके इंटरेस्ट से भी हम कुछ बच्चों को हेल्प करते हैं। लेकिन मेरी सोच ये कहते हैं कि ऑल द एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशन इन द स्टेट ऑफ हरियाणा शुड वर्क वेरी वेरी एग्रेसिवली, ऑल द टीचर्स एंड द मैनेजमेंट शुड वर्क ऑन इट एंड शुड क्रिएट ए एंडाउनमेंट फंड फॉर द बैन। क्योंकि जब आप उसका प्रोफाइल देखेंगे, व्हेन यू गो थ्रू द प्रोफाइल ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स, यू विल फाइंड इट कि मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स आर वेरी पुअर, लेबरर है। अब यदि मेरे 300 बच्चों लेबरर क्लास से आते हैं, उनके पेरेंट्स लेबरर है, तो दे आर वेरी, जिसे हम कहते हैं हाईली वल्नरेबल है। थोड़ी सी भी कुछ घर में झटका लगता है, वो बेचारे फीस ही नहीं दे पाते हैं, क्योंकि उनको खाने के लिए सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज होती है नंबर 1। तो मेरी ये आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है कि सारे एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशन से कि वी शुड वर्क ऑन इट। इससे काफी ज्यादा सोसाइटी का भी हेल्प हो जाएगी और हमारे एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशन को भी सर्वाइव करने में बेनिफिट होगा। We are using all these things. Friends, these are the different sites we are using for our college. And thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Although we have more than 10 best practices which we are following our institution, each practices needs some time to share with you. Thank you very much. Hello, over to you, ma'am. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Vibha ma'am. Aarti ma'am, are you there?
If you have any query, you are free to ask, please. If any one of you want to ask. Hello. Is there any problem?
Hello, sir.
Please let me know if you have any.
Yes, I think she's trying to connect Vibha and Aarti ma'am. They are trying to
Okay,
connect.
okay. If any one of you have any problem, you please let me know. यदि आपको कुछ बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस के अंदर राइटिंग में कैसे लिखनी है, आपको
Yes,
सोचते
yes.
हैं,
We
वो
want
you are free to
to
ask.
learn how to make these policies, how to write down on the paper. We are doing many things, but we don't know how to. We have not written like in the policies or.
हाँ, नहीं, उसमें जो से मैंने आपको फर्स्ट स्टेप बताया था इसके अंदर कि मेन तो ये है कि यू मस्ट हैव द डाटा ऑफ द लास्ट 4-5 years मिनिमम, क्योंकि आपने
Yes,
आउटकम
sir.
लेनी है. कोई भी बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस आप जो शो करते हैं, देन यू हैव टू शो द आउटकम. तो
Yes.
वो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज है कि आप यदि आप कहते हैं कि लाइब्रेरी इज योर बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस, ओके,
Yes.
तो आपने उसके ऊपर कितना एक्सपेंडिचर किया है पिछले 5 साल के अंदर, कितने बच्चे आपके फुटफॉल है, कितने बच्चों को इशू रिटर्न किया है, आपने बुक्स रिटर्न की है, वो सारी चीजें उसके अंदर इंक्लूड होएगी. ओनली देन इट कैन बिकम योर बेस्ट. हालांकि हमने लिखना तो है, ये कुछ 2 बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस तो लिखनी है, ठीक है. तो आप ये देखिए कि आपने पिछले 5 साल के अंदर, 6 साल के अंदर किस प्रैक्टिस के ऊपर बहुत अच्छा काम किया है और किस चीज के ऊपर अच्छा काम किया, दैट कैन बी ट्रीटेड एज योर बेस्ट.
ये सर, लाइब्रेरी के रिसोर्सेज भी हमने बढ़ाए हैं, हम एक्सटेंशन भी कर रहे हैं लाइब्रेरी की.
ओके.
और हमने इको अपने एनवायरनमेंट को भी प्लांट्स भी बहुत लगाए हैं.
ओके.
हमारा जो कैंपस है दैट इज इको फ्रेंडली.
उसके अंदर आपको 2-3 चीजें ध्यान रखनी है. नंबर 1, जैसे आप कहेंगे इको फ्रेंडली कैंपस, उसको सिर्फ उस चीज से नहीं जोड़ना है, उसका इम्पैक्ट बच्चों के ऊपर क्या है, टीचर्स के ऊपर क्या है, ओवरऑल एनवायरनमेंट के ऊपर क्या इम्पैक्ट है। इको फ्रेंडली प्लांट से नहीं रिलेट करना है बेसिकली, you have to include the waste management, you can say energy conservation वगैरह सारी चीजों को इंक्लूड करो उसको, वाटर कंजर्वेशन, यदि आपने कोई प्रॉपर कोई रेन वाटर के लिए कोई प्लांट्स वगैरह तो वो कंबाइंडली कलेक्टिवली आप डिजाइन कर सकते हैं। फिर आपने कितने सेंसिटाइजेशन प्रोग्राम्स उसके ऊपर लगाए हैं कॉलेज के अंदर, सो देन इट बिकम योर वन ऑफ द बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस। और फिर उसका रिजल्ट क्या है?
मेरा एक सर क्वेश्चन है।
हाँ जी सर।
हमारी जो है ट्रांसपेरेंट फाइनेंशियल गवर्नेंस, ये हमारी एक बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस है। दूसरी हमारी बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस है एक्सीलेंस एंड द प्रमोशन ऑफ स्पोर्ट्स। तो प्रमोशन ऑफ स्पोर्ट्स में तो हमारा डाटा पूरा है।
नहीं
5 साल का।
लेट मी एक्सप्लेन। प्रमोशन ऑफ स्पोर्ट्स यू आर टेकिंग इट एज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस।
जी जी
ओके।
उसमें लाइक यू नो हम किस तरह से अपने स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन्स को प्रमोट करते हैं, उनको उनकी परफॉर्मेंस को एक्सेल ताकि वो कर सकें। हम उनको स्कॉलरशिप देते हैं, फ्रीशिप देते हैं, हॉस्टल में फ्री अकोमोडेशन देते हैं, और उसके रिजल्ट्स भी हमारे ओवर द लास्ट 5 इयर्स बहुत अच्छे आते हैं। हमारे कई बच्चे इंटरनेशनल और कई नेशनल लेवल पे compete करते हैं, तो ओवरऑल चैंपियनशिप मतलब उसके लिए हमारा पूरा डाटा है। तो दैट कुड बी वन ऑफ आवर बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस। और दूसरा जो है मैं कह रहा था ट्रांसपेरेंट फाइनेंशियल गवर्नेंस, उसमें हम लोग इंटरनल ऑडिट कराते हैं, और जो भी हमारे ESI है या PF है या और भी जो चीजें चलती हैं, जो हमारे स्कॉलरशिप्स वगैरह बच्चों को दिए, मतलब जो भी फाइनेंस से रिलेटेड चीजें हैं, उनका हम इंटरनल ऑडिट कराते हैं, एक्सटर्नल ऑडिट कराते हैं।
इंटरनल ऑडिट नहीं, ट्रांसपेरेंसी का मतलब ये है
हाँ जी
कि वो आपके वेबसाइट एंड ऑल दीज थिंग ऐसा तो नहीं करते हैं। देखिए फाइनेंशियली मुझे थोड़ा सा डाउटफुल है।
हाँ मतलब उसमें
मैं ये नहीं कहता, मतलब इट कैन बी योर बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस, लेकिन इतनी ज्यादा ट्रांसपेरेंसी फाइनेंस के अंदर मुझे डाउट है।
अच्छा, फाइनेंस के अंदर लाइक वी हैव ऑडिटेड रिपोर्ट्स।
ऑडिटेड तो सभी जैसे ऑडिट तो सब मांगते ही है, नेक की मांगता है।
हाँ जी हाँ, और इंटरनल ऑडिट्स के लिए जैसे आते हैं, रेगुलर विजिट करते हैं
आप
तो
इसका वो भी कह सकते हैं, लेकिन फिर भी वो उसमें थोड़ी सी अब पिछले 5 साल के अंदर कोई न्यू इनोवेटिव मेथड्स आपने कोई अडॉप्ट किया हो, नई चीज किया हो, बिकॉज इट शुड ग्रेजुअली चेंज आल्सो। स्ट्रेटेजी आजकल वही नहीं होना चाहिए, आपने क्या पिछले 4 साल के अंदर इम्प्रूवमेंट की है वो भी उसके अंदर रिफ्लेक्ट होना चाहिए।
यानी वो जो 5 पैरामीटर्स आपने बताए थे कि उनको हमने इंस्टीट्यूशनलाइज करना है, डिसेमिनेट करना है, वो सारी चीजें जो है वो सारे पैरामीटर उस पर अप्लाई होने चाहिए।
ठीक है, अच्छी बात है, दैट इज गुड। फिर भी आप 1-2 बार किसी बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस ऑफ दिस थिंग किसी अच्छे इंस्टीट्यूशन की रीड करें एंड ट्राई टू सी कि वो क्या चीज इसके अंदर और ऐड करते हैं।
इसमें सर अपने लोजिन नाम से करना है सर, हैं?
लेकिन मेरी आपको राय है कि आप पहले अपने
पार्टिसिपेंट लोजिन देयर नेम
और एक सर
जो स्पोर्ट्स का है उसका भी मैं आपसे 1-2 चीजें शेयर करना चाहूंगा। यू डोंट पिक इट ए स्पोर्ट्स या कुछ इसका टाइटल चेंज करें, और उसमें ये शो करें कि हम जो हमारे पास जो बच्चा है 3000-4000 बच्चा है, हम उनके लिए ये देते हैं, और इतना बच्चा आपके पास कोई जिम होगा या जो भी चीजें हैं उसके अंदर इन्वॉल्व होता है, इतना योगा के अंदर है, ये सारी चीजें, ताकि अब ओवरऑल डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द इंस्टीट्यूशन की बात करें, और उससे रिजल्ट जो आउटकम है वो ही आउटकम में आ जाएगा कि इतने बच्चे हमारे इंटरनेशनल है, नेशनल में इतनी पोजीशंस हैं, वो हमारी आउटकम में आएगा। लेकिन जो प्लानिंग बनाएं तो प्लानिंग तो ऐसा करें कि हम सारे बच्चों को ये ऑप्शन प्रोवाइड करते हैं, और ये फैसिलिटी हमने इंस्टीट्यूशन लेवल पे इनको प्रोवाइड कर रखी है। वो ठीक है, आउटपुट तो बहुत ही अच्छी है इसमें, आप कह सकते हो, लेकिन ये है कि ये सारे बच्चों को यदि इन्वॉल्व हो जाए, नथिंग लाइक दैट।
राइट सर, ठीक है,
एक बार लिख लीजिए आप, उसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, देन वी कैन डिस्कस इट। अभी थोड़ा
ठीक है।
इसके अलावा मैं ये चाहूंगा कि आप सभी लोग 3 से 4 बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस 5 एक बुकलेट होनी चाहिए। वैसे नेक की विजिट से पहले आपके पास एक बुकलेट होनी चाहिए, बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस ऑफ खालसा कॉलेज यमुनानगर। वो पब्लिश होनी चाहिए, उसके अंदर 8 से 10 बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस होनी, तभी आपका बेंचमार्क हार जाएगा। क्योंकि यदि आप स्पोर्ट्स के अंदर अच्छे हैं तो आपको दूसरी चीजों में भी अच्छा शो करना होगा। हम इसमें भी अच्छे हैं, हम इसमें भी अच्छे हैं, हम इसमें भी अच्छे हैं, हम इसमें भी अच्छे हैं। यदि आप 10 चीजों में अच्छे होंगे, बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस होगी, तभी तो आपका ओवरऑल बेंचमार्क ऊपर जाएगा इंस्टीट्यूशन।
जैसे ये तो एक था, अब हम रिसर्च और रिसर्च प्रमोशन में भी अच्छे हैं। हमारे बहुत सारे लोग पीएचडी हैं और रिसर्च के ऊपर काफी काम हुआ पड़ा है और पब्लिकेशन भी अच्छी है, तो दैट कुड बी वन ऑफ द रिसर्च प्रैक्टिसेस।
यस नहीं, आप कम से कम भी 8 से 10 बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस लिखने के लिए दें सभी को, अलग अलग लोगों को। जैसे आपके एक्सटेंशन एक्टिविटीज है तो एक्सटेंशन एक्टिविटीज यदि आपने किया है तो वो भी लिखें। हाँ जी,
हाँ जी। एक और चीज थी, जैसे वो डिस्टिंक्टिवनेस है, डिस्टिंक्टिव जो यूनिक फीचर्स हैं इंस्टीट्यूशन के और बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस हैं, इनमें वो दोनों अलग अलग होने चाहिए।
हाँ डेफिनेटली।
ठीक है सर।
देखिए बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस के तो हमने कंप्लीट उनका एक स्केच है, उसी पैटर्न पे आपने चलना है, सारी चीजें देनी है कि पहले आपने क्या उसको डिफाइन करना, क्या उसके ऑब्जेक्टिव हैं, कॉन्टेक्स्ट क्या है, सारी चीजें, आउटकम क्या उसके है, वो सारे कंप्लीट आपको देना है।
तो जो
डिस्टिंक्टिवनेस तो आपको कुछ भी हो सकती है, कोई आपकी इट आल्सो डिपेंड्स ऑन द सिचुएशन आल्सो, सॉरी लोकेशन ऑफ द इंस्टीट्यूशन, मेनी मोर थिंग्स।
अच्छा ठीक है सर।
एक आप जरूर करें सर, इसके अंदर भी क्वालिटी ला दें जरा। ये नेटवर्क में बहुत प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, मुझे ऐसा लगता है। आई थिंक सो हेगड़े सर का तो ठीक था, उनका लेक्चर तो इट वाज ओके, मेरे पास तो यहाँ ठीक आ रहा था, मेरे एंड से भी ठीक है। लेकिन ये GNG गर्ल्स कॉलेज है, उसमें तो पता नहीं मैम कनेक्ट नहीं हो पा रहा है, तो थोड़ा सा वो ध्यान रखें, क्योंकि फिर वो अच्छा नहीं, मजा ही नहीं आता उसमें जो जितने। अब आप
आपका एड्रेस तो बड़ा क्लियर रहा, एवरीबॉडी लिसन टू इट वेरी केयरफुली। रिसेप्शन
we have received everything very clearly.
हाँ मैं ये चाहता हूँ बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस आप अपने इंस्टीट्यूशन की लिखें, देन वी कैन वर्क ऑन इट।
जी 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 बिल्कुल,
ठीक है ना। वी कैन, मैं चाहता हूँ कि हर इंस्टीट्यूशन 7 से 8 अपने बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस लिखें, एज मेनी एज पॉसिबल, ताकि उसके ऊपर फिर आप थोड़ा सा डिफाइन कर सकें कि हाँ हमारी ये वाली बेटर है, इसके रिजल्ट बेटर है, इसके रिजल्ट बेटर है पिछले 5 साल
एब्सोल्युटली।
ठीक है सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
थैंक यू, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया सर, आपने इतना इंफॉर्मेटिव और कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव तरीके से जैसे ग्राउंड लेवल पे अंडरस्टैंडिंग होती है वो सभी के साथ शेयर की। क्योंकि आप तो फील्ड में काम करने वाले जनरल हैं। तो आपने नहीं, हेगड़े साहब तो ऑफकोर्स उन्होंने तो जो ओवरव्यू दिया दैट वाज एक्सीलेंट। I think nothing would be better than that. So we would like to thank Dr. Hegde and yourself for sparing your valuable time for us. और सर हम आपको इतनी जल्दी छोड़ने नहीं वाले, हम आपके साथ लगे रहेंगे।
हम तो चाहते नहीं, हम आपको नहीं छोड़ने चाहते हैं। आप क्यों, आप मत सोचें, हम नहीं छोड़ेंगे आपको।
थैंक यू सो मच सर। मैम अब आगे हाँ अगला प्रोग्राम प्लीज करवाइए।
Yes, sir. Sir, my heartfelt thanks to you, and gives us new rules and new ideas for the best practices. And now for our next session, we have Ms. Amandeep Kaur, Assistant Professor in the Department of Computer Science from SD College Ambala. Apart from being a teacher, an excellent teacher, she has made invaluable contribution to streamlining the electronic databases and resources in her college. She has taught teachers how to create e-contents and web tools for online teaching and learning. She is also an active member of the IQAC and NAC team of SD College Ambala and has a regular resource person on NAC guidelines to various colleges. I heartily welcome you, ma'am, and request you to start with your presentation. Welcome,
Thank you,
ma'am.
Vibha ma'am. Thank you. Am I audible? Kindly acknowledge me.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Thank you,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am, you are audible.
Uh, so our most respected keynote speaker of today is FDP, Dr. Ganesh Hegde, advisor in absentia. I think he has left now. Principal Satandham College, Dr. Rajinder Singh. Principal GN Khalsa College, Dr. Major H.S. Kang. Director GNG College, Dr. Virinder Gandhi. Our most valued conveners and members of the IQAC. A very good afternoon to one and all present here. Today, I find myself very lucky to join the platform and hear from Man of Excellence, Dr. Hegde. It has been wonderful experience to hear from the sirs, his words of wisdom. And he has rightly said we need to unlock our potential. So today I have been given the responsibility of taking to the tour of preparing IIQA and AQAR. So I will try my level best to explain the things related to submitting and preparing the IIQA. In fact, Dr. Hegde has given a brief overview of how we can apply for the IIQA. So I would like to discuss it in little detail. And then we will be discussing about the AQAR, how we have to prepare the AQAR and how we have to submit it. At the moment, actually, we have two formats with us for the AQAR. One which will be submitting for 1920, and the new guidelines has also been published by the NAC for AQAR, which will be implemented from 2021. And the format of the new AQR, which is going to be implemented from 2021, is exactly same as that of SSR. So in today's session, I would like to share with you the format of 1920. A little changes are there as compared to the SSR. The format of 2021 is exactly same as that of SSR, so which will be discussed in detail in the coming session in the rest of the 6 days by the different resource person. So all of the points of a 2021 format will be discussed there. So it is a mini SSR. In fact, in SSR we have to give the information for 5 years, and in this mini SSR or in AQR, we have to furnish the details of 1 year. So with this note, I would like to share with my, start with my presentation. Kindly acknowledge me. Is my screen visible to all?
Yes, ma'am. Your screen is visible.
Okay, thanks a lot. So let's start with the journey of institutional information for quality assessment, which is IIQA. The very first stage of accreditation process. Whenever we have to go for accreditation process, before submitting the SSR, we have to apply for institutional information for quality assessment. Previously, we used to use a letter of intent, and we used to provide the information of college, the profile of the college in the form of IIEQ. But now the both have been combined in IIQA. And this process is also online, just like the online of AQR and online submission of SSR. So let's see what are those processes. So this is the step 1 for accreditation and assessment process. So when we talk about IIQA, 3 things comes into our mind. When we have to apply for IIQA, how we have to apply, and what documents are required before applying to the IIQA. The time period, previously the window timeline was there, but now there is no timeline for submission of IIQA. For subsequent cycles in the last 6 months of the validity period, anytime you can apply for IIQA. But before applying for the IIQA, you have to make it sure that the soft copy of the SSR is ready with you. Because after your IIQA is approved, you get the time of 30 days only, and collectively you have 45 days time only to upload your SSR. And as you have to furnish the details of 5 years, and you have to provide or upload the scanned documents or the supporting documents also. So it will not be feasible, or it will not be practically possible that in 45 days time duration, you'll be able to upload or prepare your SSR. So it is a good practice that prepare your SSR beforehand and then apply for the IIQA. So after your IIQA is approved, then you just have to upload the SSR online. So there is no timeline for the submission of IIQA. The procedure, how we have to go for IIQA, this is divided in 2 parts. First is the registration. Rather, I would say the registration is required for all the tasks, whether you have to apply for IIQA, or you have to submit your AQR, or you have to submit your SSR. For every procedure, for every activity, first thing is you have to register yourself to the NAC website, so that one HEI login will be provided to you, and that will be your place from where you can initiate all the further activities regarding IIQA or SSR submission or AQR submission. So the very first step is the registration. After the registration, you have to prepare and submit your IIQA. And the documents which you require, which you need to prepare before submitting your IIQA is university affiliation letter. The latest university affiliation letter is required. So in the year in which you are applying for IIQA, in the same year, you have to get affiliation letter from the university, whether you have temporary affiliation or you have a permanent affiliation. Then you need the documentary proof of UGC 2F recognition, UGC 12B recognition. If your college is approved as a college with potential for excellence, then you need to furnish the proof of CPE recognition. Then very important thing which is required for every process of AA is the ASH certificate. So MHRD has made it mandatory for all the higher education institution to furnish their institutional information every year on the ASH portal. So when you register with the ASH, you get an ASH ID, which is alphanumeric code given to unique code given to each institution. So this code is mandatory for each and every institution to provide before starting any activity of the NAC accreditation process. So without this ID, you will not be able to register on your NAC website. Then one self-declaration is required by the head of the institution on the college letter pad, where the list of entire courses which are going on in the college, those have to be mentioned with the type of the affiliation that is given for that particular course. So that is the format is prescribed by the NAC. It is available on the NAC website. You just have to download it from there and take the printout on your own letter pad, and then seal it, sign it, sign it and stamp it, and then you can upload the scanned version of that document on the portal. So let's see how we can register. For registering for IIQA, you have to open the NAC website, which is www.nac.gov.in. Then on the dashboard only, you will get one option or tab, apply online. You just have to click here. After clicking on the apply online tab, a page will be opened where lots of information will be displayed. All the manuals regarding the AA process for all type of institution, the SOP, the data templates, everything is available on this page. You just have to scroll down to the bottom of the page, and then again there will be one option, apply for IIQA or SSR or AQR. So you have to click on that command button. I will just show you practically right now. Then you have to, if you are already registered, then you have to log in. If you have are not registered on the portal before, then you have to click on the new registration. So when you will click on the new registration, this window will be opened. I will just show you. You just have to open this site. Here you will get the tab apply online. You just scroll down and here you will get an option apply. Now, if you have already registered on the portal, then you just have to supply the credentials here and enter the CAPTCHA, and then you can log into your portal. But if you are doing it for the first time, you have to register. Then you click on the new registration. Now this page will be opened. Few information will be required for you to furnish. Name of the institution. Now you just have to take a lot of care while providing the name of the institution, because it has to be same as it is appearing on the affiliation letter of the university, or it is appearing on the UGC documents, or it is appearing on the ASH. So everywhere the name has to be same. Otherwise there will be problem in accepting your IIQA. Here you are seeing some question mark. On clicking on the question mark, you will get the tooltip, what actually the NAC wants you to furnish here in this text box. So before entering the detail, you can click on this tooltip to understand what you need to furnish here. Then you have to specify the institution type. In the institution type, you'll have two things. You are a university or you are a college. So select the college. Here you have to give the name, the valid name. Then you have to provide the MHRD ASH ID. So if you do not have the MHRD ASH ID and you have not furnished your detail on the ASH portal, then you will not be able to apply for the IIQA. So select from here. If you are a college, the C hash will come. If yours is a standalone institution, then S hash will come. So for each and every college, this the ASH ID start with C hash. So select this. Here you have to provide the number, a unique number, which is given by the ASH ID to you, whatever it is. You just have to type it here. Then you have to write the email ID, which you want to use for all the IQAC or the NAC processes in coming sessions. So if you are applying for the cycle 1, you can create an institutional email ID and provide it here. And if you are applying for the subsequent cycle, cycle 2, cycle 3, cycle 4, whatever the case may be, so your email ID may also be available with the NAC. So if you will provide the email ID here, this email ID will be checked against the database of the NAC. If it matches, then only it will continue. So this email ID has to be created once. and for further all communication and for every activity, the same institutional email ID has to be used. So no personal email ID need to be supplied here. Then whatever email ID you have supplied, you have to re-enter it here. Then the mobile number for communication, you can give the mobile number of the head of the institution, so that whenever NAC needs to clarify something or they have some query, they can directly communicate with the head of the institution. Or you can provide the mobile number of the IQAC coordinator. After furnishing these details, you have to specify here, are you previously accredited? If you are applying for the cycle 1, then you have to say no. But if you are applying for the subsequent cycles, then you have to select yes. Although you have not been accredited in the new RAF revised framework, even then you have to say, you have to select yes here. Otherwise, there will be problem in accepting your IIQA. So if you are applying for a subsequent cycle, then you have to click yes here. After this, you just have to proceed. So I will cancel this process because we are already registered. We cannot proceed here. I will show the next step in my PPT. So when you will proceed, this window will appear. Here you have to click on this checkbox, agreeing to the terms and condition of the NAC. I hereby declare that the details furnished above are true and correct to the best of my knowledge and belief. So I have fully read and understood all the terms and conditions mentioned above and confirmed to abide by all the terms and conditions. So you have to click on this checkbox, agreeing to this statement, and then you have to enter the CAPTCHA here, which is displayed here, and then you can click on the register. Once your registration is done successfully, if there is no problem in your email ID or the ASH ID, so this message you will receive, your profile has been created successfully. Please check registered mail to activate your account. So you will get, in the same way, you will get auto-generated email from admin NAC in your registered email ID. So you have to open your email, the email which you have supplied while registering to the NAC website, and there you will get the activation link, which will be available for 7 days. Within the 7 days period, you have to click on the activation link to activate your HEI portal on the NAC website. So this mail will be received by you. This is the activation link. You just have to click on this activation link. After you click on the activation link, you will receive your username and password for logging into the HEI portal on the NAC on the same email ID. Now, using that credential, your email ID and the password which is supplied to you in your email ID, you can log into your HEI portal. I'll show you this also. So I've already entered my email ID and password here. So you just have to enter the CAPTCHA here. And then you can click on login. So this dashboard will be opened. This is your portal. Now, all the further communication, all the further activities regarding the IIQA, regarding the SSR, and regarding the AQR will be initiated from this portal now onwards. So this is the dashboard of your portal. From here, you can change the password if you want to change, because you have got the auto-generated password. So you can click on the change password option, supply the old password here, and then you can give the new password. Then you have to re-enter the password. The rule for the password is it should be A to Z. One character should be at least from alphabet, one number, and any special symbol. 6 to 9 numbers or the alphabets are supported. The length of the password should be 6 to 9, not more than that. So you cannot have a password below 6, and you cannot have a password above 9 letters. Okay. So then you can change your password like this. After this, if you see the left bar, here you will get the option to manage your IIQA, to manage your SSR, to manage DVV when you will submit your SSR, and manage your assessment. Whatever communication will be there, that will be managed through these options. If you have to submit your AQR, then you have to use this manage AQR option. So as of now, we will see how we can use the manage IIQ option. When you click on manage IIQA, you will get 4 options here: prepare IIQA, make payment, submit IIQA, and view IIQA clarification. So let's discuss them one by one through the PPT. So the very first step that you have to follow to apply for your IIQA, you have to click on the manage IIQA and select the option prepare IIQA. Now this IIQA will show you 5 tabs, which is basic eligibility, affiliation compliance, profile information, academic information, and quality information. So you have to furnish the details in these 5 tabs one by one. The very first step is you have to clear the basic eligibility. Unless and until you will furnish the details here, you cannot move to the next tab. So firstly, you will clear basic eligibility, then you will clear affiliation compliance, then you will provide the profile information, and then you will move to academic information, and quality information is the last step. And then you have to make the payment and you can submit your IIQA. So let's discuss them one by one. In the basic eligibility tab, we have to supply this information. What is the name of the HEI, the complete name of the HEI. And again, I am repeating, the name has to be same as it is appearing on the affiliation letter of the university, as it is appearing in the ASH portal, and as it is appearing in the UGC correspondence. Then the city in which your higher education institution is situated, the state, and date of the establishment of the institution. If you do not have the date, you have to supply the year in which your institution was established. But if you have a date, it is better to supply the date. Then if second thing is, if you are applying for the first cycle, the eligibility condition is that the HEI at least should have 6 years since its inception, or at least 2 batches have graduated from the college. If both the conditions are true, or either of the condition is true, then you are eligible for the IIQA. Otherwise, your application will be rejected. So you have to furnish the year of the graduation of the last 2 batches. This is the screenshot of the window which appears in front of you when you will, where you will enter the details of your basic eligibility. So here, after entering the detail of your eligibility, you have to click on save and next. So if there is no problem in your date of establishment, or you have completed the 6 years of the 2 batches, or the 2 batches have been graduated from your institution, then you will be able, this successful message will appear on the screen, and you will be able to move to the affiliation compliance tab. In the affiliation compliance tab, the HEI has to specify or upload the name of the university with which the institution is affiliated. And if your organization has some courses recognized by statutory regulatory bodies, then though that information has also to be submitted here. But that is true for the professional institutions. For science or arts or commerce faculty, you need not to give the SRA recognition here. Those institutions which run the professional courses like MBA and MCA, those require the AICTE registration. And otherwise, you can provide the name of the university with which your institution is affiliated. And if the name of the university is not auto-populated or is not available in the list box there, you can add the name of the university. There is an option, you click there and add your name of your university and the address of the university, and it will be added in a few days, and it will be intimated to you on your registered email ID, and then you can continue. So ineligibility condition for the college in affiliation compliances, if you are not affiliated to any university, or if any one program of your institution is not either recognized by the SRA, then you will be not able to comply this particular affiliation compliance. So here you have to add the details of the affiliated university. The name of the affiliated university and the state in which the affiliated university is. Just a moment. Okay, here you have to specify the state, and here you have to specify the name of the university. If it is not there, you can add it. If it is there, then you have to upload the document for the affiliation, the latest document of the affiliation with the university. And if you are any course of your institution is recognized by any SRA authority, then you have to select the SRA authority from here, and then you have to upload the documents of that SRA regulatory body also. After that, you have to again click on Save and Next, and you will move to the next tab. Next is the profile information of your institution, where you have to give the detail of your institution, the communication details, so that the NAC can communicate you in the processes. So here, the information that you have to furnish is salutation and name of the head of the institution, designation of the head of the institution, which is principal or director, function from your own campus, whether you are functioning from your own campus or not, you have to click on yes or no. And then your address of the higher education institution, the phone number, the fax numbers, the email ID, and one alternate faculty detail you can also supply here. You need to supply here. If in any case the communication cannot be established with the principal, the communication details of this faculty can be used by the NAC to reach to the institution. And this can be the details of the IQAC coordinator. The same details you require, the name of the IQAC coordinator, his address, phone numbers, email ID. And you can supply 2 email IDs. Alternate faculty email ID can also be supplied here. Then you have to supply the URL of your website. The website is mandatory for now accreditation process. If you will not supply the website name here, your IIQ process will not proceed. So the website is mandatory now. So every higher education institution which needs to go to accreditation process has to have a working website, and the URL of that website has to be provided here. Then you have to specify the nature of the HEI, whether it is government, private, grant-in-hand, self-financed or constituent, and you have to upload the documentary proof of that also. Then the documentary proof of UGC 2F recognition, if your institution is recognized, UGC 12B recognition and its proof, and if your institution is recognized as potential for
Excuse
excellence
me,
by
Amandeep
UGC,
ma'am.
then the proof of that.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
kindly focus on the
Yes,
main
ma'am.
points regarding improving the quality in criteria 1. I think these are the points which we all know, and we will all be able to upload the documents and the registration process by ourselves. So kindly tell us the key focus areas on criteria 1
Okay, ma'am.
and
Actually,
how.
I was given the right. Okay, but the topic which I was given by your institution was the preparation of the IIQA and preparation of the AQAR, and the criteria 1 is given to me tomorrow. So if you want me to start with the criteria 1, I will leave here and I'll start
Hello.
with the criteria 1. No problem.
Amandeep, ma'am. This is
Yes,
Professor
sir.
Walia. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Actually,
sir.
criteria 1 is slated for tomorrow.
Yes,
Yes,
tomorrow.
sir.
You
Yes, sir.
see, it's already been late. So kindly
Yes,
wrap it
sir.
up. And we can take up the
Okay.
discussion of AQAR tomorrow.
Okay, sir. Okay, no problem. Okay,
Uh-huh.
I will just finish it up.
Yeah,
Okay, sir.
please. Thank you so much.
Okay. So then you have to specify, you have to attach the certificate of the head of the institution for compliance. The format is already given on the website. Then you have to specify here whether some statutory cells or committees are available. Such kind of statutory cells are available in your institution. You just have to click if it is available. Otherwise, you have to leave it. And then you have to specify whether your college is autonomous or not. If it is, then you have to specify the proof. Otherwise, you can move further. Again, if your college has been given the recognition of College of Excellence, then you have to upload the proof here. Then the statutory declaration on institution website under section 41B of RTI Act. Your website should have a link of a tab for the RTI, and there the appellant bodies of the RTI should be available, and the statutory declaration should also be available on your website. Link of the website of that page has to be specified here. And then you have to specify your academic information. Academic information is the number of the programs and the details of the teaching staff and the non-teaching staff. And if you have any MOU with the foreign university, then you can specify here. This is the glimpse of the screenshot of this. And then last information is the quality information. Here you have to specify the date of the establishment of the IQAC, and then you have to proceed. Then automatically the payment mechanism will pop up. So you have to make the payment with any of the mechanism, whether you want to use credit card, debit card, or internet banking. After the payment is done, you will be able to submit your IIQA. So this will be your receipt, and then you can submit your IIQA, and the PDF will be generated. And after that, if within 15 days, your approval for the IIQA by the NAC will be given to you. So this is the process of the IIQA. I think the AQR, as sir has said, that we can discuss it afterwards. So I will conclude with this. If you have any question, then you can ask. Yes, yes, ma'am, I have concluded. If you have any question, then you can ask. Otherwise, you can conclude today's session. Hello.
Hello. Yes.
Yes, sir. I have concluded.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay.
I think we have a couple of questions. I think we can
Yes,
take
sir.
those questions, take up those questions tomorrow. So,
No problem, sir. As you wish, sir. I don't have any
yeah,
problem.
tomorrow morning,
Exactly.
when you because you should devote about 20 minutes
Yes.
to the discussion of AQR. First,
Okay, fine, sir.
we'll begin
Yes.
with questions, then 20 minutes for AQR, and then you can
Okay.
start with the criteria 1, right?
Okay, sir. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Fine with me. Okay, sir.
थैंक यू सो मच मैम, बहुत डिटेल में आपने समझाया, बहुत अच्छी तरह से,
जी,
वाज वेरी नाइस, थैंक यू सो
Welcome.
मच, एक्सीलेंट प्रेजेंटेशन, एक्सीलेंट नॉलेज,
Thank
एक
you.
एक तो बड़े डेप्थ में एक एक पॉइंट खोल के बताया जो हम सोच भी नहीं सकते कि कैसे खोलना है और कैसे चलना है. आई थॉट इट इज वेरी इजी कि IAQA में तो 4-5 पॉइंट्स होते हैं, हमें वो एंड दे आर वेरी बेसिक क्वेश्चन जो हमें आंसर देने हैं, बट इट इज नॉट लाइक
नहीं है.
दैट, इट इज कॉम्प्लिकेटेड. मुझे था कि बहुत इजी होता है, 4-5 क्वेश्चंस होते हैं कि कॉलेज का नाम, यस, पोर्टल पे ऐश पे
नहीं
हो
नहीं
या
मैम, नहीं, हमें पूरे डॉक्यूमेंट्री प्रूफ और पूरी इंफॉर्मेशन अपनी इंस्टीट्यूशन की, अपने एकेडमिक प्रोफाइल की, 5 टैब्स की इंफॉर्मेशन हमें देनी है और स्टेप बाय स्टेप ही हम प्रोसीड कर सकते हैं. अगर फर्स्ट स्टेप क्लियर नहीं है तो वी कैन नॉट मूव टू द नेक्स्ट स्टेप.
यस. वो कुछ समझ नहीं आया कि 500 कैरेक्टर सो मैनी, वो थोड़ा मुश्किल लगा कि कैसे करना, जो आप लिख रहे थे ना बीच बीच में, कोई इन्फॉर्मेशन मांगी थी, बीच बीच में इन्फॉर्मेशन मांगी थी, तो उसमें कुछ लिखा था सो मैनी कैरेक्टर्स, सो मैनी.
नहीं, कैरेक्टर्स का कुछ नहीं है मैम वहां पे. सिर्फ आई थिंक जहां पे नाम है, एड्रेस है, वहां पे उन्होंने मिनिमम 20 कैरेक्टर्स का रखा हुआ है, अदरवाइज तो कोई कैरेक्टर की लिमिट नहीं है.
नीना मैम, प्लीज
हाँ
डोंट
जी,
वरी, कोई बात
हाँ
नहीं.
जी,
ये हमने शुरुआत ही इसलिए किया है ताकि
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
we can
अब हम डर गए और हम अलर्ट हो गए, हमें डरा दिया आपने.
नहीं नहीं, कोई ऐसी बात नहीं है मैम.
अनफॉर्चुनेटली ये जो एसडी कॉलेज की टीम है, ये बहुत सीजन लोग हैं,
एक्सीलेंट,
एंड दे विल
हाँ
हेल्प
जी,
अस, डोंट वरी. ओके,
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, यस यस, हम विजिट करेंगे, उनका कॉलेज विजिट करेंगे.
we will provide all solutions through interaction, through exchange of ideas. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. And I want to thank all the participants, all my colleagues, and especially the resource persons. आपने बहुत समय भी लगाया और साथ में आपने एक एक चीज को अच्छे ढंग से सभी पार्टिसिपेंट्स को एक्सप्लेन किया. और ये FDP आज तो शुरुआत हुई है और 1 हफ्ता चलेगा, और इसमें फिर भी यू सी इट्स नथिंग फॉर्मल. इतना ज्यादा हम फॉर्मल नहीं रखेंगे, हम इसको इंटरैक्टिव फॉर्म में लेंगे, so that we can ask questions, we can resolve our जो भी हमारी मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग है.
बिल्कुल, हाँ जी, बिल्कुल सर, बिल्कुल. तभी फ्रूटफुल रहेगी आपकी ये FDP, अदरवाइज.
Absolutely.
हाँ जी.
So I once again thank all the participants and resource persons and organizers from both the colleges. और कल हम मिलते हैं 11:30 sharp, and we will try to stick to time. Thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy your.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So all can leave the meeting now.